Hello, everyone. Welcome to another rousing edition of Barn Burner. Boomer, Pinder, Warner here on a Monday, already the 27th. It's the last little bit. Where'd you go, January? What'd you do? Where'd you go?
Goofy bye week before the Super Bowl now.
Football's over.
Right.
Is the season over?
This program is a presentation of Bet365, the world's largest sports betting platform. Get that account open with Bet365 today with that big game coming up in a couple weeks. A huge range of markets. The app, when you get in there, sign up. Use the promo code NATION when you do sign up. And whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. And as always, I see it's happening already in our chat on the YouTube.
Way. Come on already.
Super chat. Little cash donation is going to guarantee that your message gets shown on the show. And
look at this.
Hi.
We'll send the money over to the Youth Centers of Calgary. Happy-ish B-Day retro. Sorry-ish for your loss. Yeah, barely.
Yeah, that was yesterday, though.
Barely do it. Yeah.
It's always
next
year. Next year, there's always.
Yeah, next year it happens a lot.
Yeah.
I feel like I brought it up the other day. Like, if you're a Chiefs fan, you're a Patriots. What is it like to be a fan where you just win?
Never been a fan of a team like that.
Never.
Like Dean, like you were a Yankees fan, and for a while there, that was probably close to that level, the Patriots KC thing. But like personally, it's like, okay, I grew up in Calgary. That was my NHL team growing up. Blue Jays fan. You had, 92, 93 is a long time ago, 91, 92, whatever it was. The Chargers, brutal.
Yeah.
And we're like, the Raptors had one, but that was more of a bandwagon thing. I don't know. What is it like? What is it like when your team actually wins?
Yeah, like when you're going to
not
the
only
season,
once, but like
we're
consistently.
like top 5 favorites to bring this home.
Mm-hmm.
We did it last year, and we're damn well going to do it again.
Did you really savor the flavor, or did you take it for granted when the Yankees were just going
You're
title?
Well, I mean, that was a long, long time ago.
But you were alive and you were a fan.
Oh,
right?
yeah. And then, I mean, they've had the one championship, whenever it was, CC Sabathia, those. I mean, yeah, it's just, you take it for granted. You absolutely do. So, I mean, in this respect, what would you rather? Would you rather 55-23, like the first game, just get your doors blown off and for the better part of the day that it's not your day?
Ooh.
Or do you want to have that lead in the second half and feel like, guys, just don't step on your dick, and you can find a way here?
Yeah.
Alan didn't go.
I don't know if it was Billsy, but I was very confident. I was like, okay, they held them to a field goal. We've got 3 minutes and we have the ball.
That was their chance.
It's happening.
And Romo did a great job of it. They came back from break and he's like, this much time left. You've been a second fiddle of this team for so many times. Josh Allen, like, this is your.
Where was James Cook?
It's good run D. I don't know. I didn't like. You tell me. Could they run the ball?
He was
very effective, but he didn't play. What?
He was their best weapon through 3.5 quarters.
They weren't using him.
It was
in short. Like, it was like, why is he not on the field?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
It was.
I don't know that there is that.
Have people brought that up, or am I?
No, there's a lot of things that have come up. There is the Kincaid.
Got to catch.
Should have caught it.
Unbelievable play for Allen, where it looks like, oh man, he's just throwing this up. This terrible choice. Oh, or it's right in your hands. It does make you think of Julian Edelman, right? It's like, that's the kind of play those guys make.
David Tyree, we talked about with the Giants, and it's the kind of play that Kelsey always makes for the Chiefs.
Yeah.
It's like, you've got Mahomes and third and from here to Regina, and somehow, some way, he pulls something out of his ass.
If you don't have
slings
anything,
it down the
I'll
field,
catch
somebody
it if you
catches
get it to me. Yeah.
Yeah, like he needed to catch that. They win the game if you catch that. I really believe that, because
Oh,
now
they do.
where you're on the field, you're on the 30, 35.
You're at the field. It was right at
the field goal target line.
goal line.
Yeah. So that's probably around the 35, because that would be what, 52 yards?
He had a 53-yarder earlier.
Yeah.
So.
And again, the field goal doesn't win it at that point, but at least you've got a fresh set of chains, and away you go.
I think you anyway.
There's the Cook, there's the Kincaid, there's the spotting of the ball is a big one. It just felt like, and we could talk about the overall part of it. People want to watch, we'll talk about the Flames here in a moment, but it just felt like for the fourth quarter, the Chiefs were just doing what they do.
Yes.
Just nice and easy. We're going to get, okay, well, we'll kick a field goal. We're fine. We're good in our skin. Everything's fine. It just felt like even as the Bills were moving the ball, just not. Is it enough for a first down? No, they're 2 yards short. Okay, they're gonna have to go for it. They're gonna have to go for it again. It just, everything was coming so more difficult for them than it was.
They weren't executing.
I feel like that when it's the turnover on downs there. I feel like he's there. I feel like that the spot you're going to get enough for that first down, and they have the two officials on either side. One guy's on this side of the first down line, and this guy's on the other one. And then they come in, and this guy has to kind of go around a player. I get it. It's why are we still using old men and chains and all of that sort of 100%. Thing? But man, it just.
And the catch, the other catch, was that a catch?
Yeah, I don't know. It looks to me like the tip of the ball's out.
It sure does.
So on the spot, take me back to that, because I was refreshing an app. I was not watching, and it was like 4th and 1 at midfield. Like, ooh, big play here. Did they?
I don't even think it was 4th and 1, but
I thought they had it on the third down.
Yes.
But this is the question. It's third where it looks like he gets the line to gain.
Yeah.
Did they spot him like the full yard, or was it like the nose of the ball? Because if it's close enough that it could be the first down, did they literally put it to inches or did they back him off?
Wasn't.
Because they said they didn't overturn the Collin Field stands, which means whatever they spotted at first, they didn't adjust. Did they at least spot it close to the first? Like, was it a full yard, or is it semantics?
It's kind of semantics. I mean, you're still hutting the ball, you're moving it back. I mean, they didn't have it. The other part of it is too, they don't know how to tush push.
No.
They're not great at it.
Like, I don't even know if they're doing it.
To be fair, one team's really good at it.
One team's good at it. This was essentially just a quarterback sneak to the left, and it didn't fucking work. They tried it how many times? 3-4 times, and each time, if they got it, it was barely. It wasn't working, and they kept going to it. Frustrating. I feel for Bills fans.
Yeah.
It's like, shit, if any one of those things, the catch, the spot, if any one of those things goes, as good as the Chiefs were, you could have beat them yesterday in their house.
Yeah, you were right there for 3.5 minutes, all timeouts, ball in
Kelsey had nothing, right? What did he have?
19 yards.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Mahomes was very good.
I would say this, but I think it's coaching. We don't think about it as very often as fans, especially in Calgary, watching Bills and stuff.
Yeah.
If you're a passionate and you've played football and you're from the South and this is your team,
yeah,
you probably know more about what coaching means.
Tactics for sure.
Right? Yeah. I have to believe at this point that the difference between the Bills and the Chiefs in some of these Super Bowls is coaching.
Absolutely. If you give Andy Reid time to scheme, he out-schemes other coaches.
Yeah.
I don't feel like Sean McDermott's out there out-scheming.
And I don't think that the Bills have bad coaches, but when these games are always this close, you can blame it on a call. You can blame it on this. The Chiefs, like you said, the Bills had to dink it around and kind of janky play it and be in it. Whereas the Chiefs were like, yeah, we drive the ball down. We have a steady drive. We take 8, 9, 10. We get a first down. And defensively, they have schemes. They're getting pressure. The Bills had to
and even the
spitball it together.
Like the Samuel touchdown. It's like they're chopping away. Big gainer to
Hollins.
Okay. And then first out, second down. Jesus, just put it in, and then they get Samuel with a tippy toe in the back. So okay,
they made plays. It's just it was not a smooth operation, and I think that's coaching.
And then on the flip side, when Kansas City needs a first down to ice the game, Samaje Perine, first time he's touched the ball all game, they get him on a one-on-one, and it's an easy play for the first down. Like, that's better scheming.
And that's the thing. Like the Bills had the ball often in short yardage stuff and weren't smooth in getting it.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
it's a good defense on Kansas City. We've known that all year. And they score 32 points, 35 points. Like where did it end up? They didn't score over 30 all regular season, Jack, or until the last week or two. Like they're not frauds as much as I was hoping they were. And again, that was nowhere near the Bills' best game, and the Bills left a lot to be desired. I still think the Bills play their game with better design. But no,
I don't know, man.
You give KC all this time to prepare and an extra week, and in their house, no, you need everything to go right. Now, if you didn't fluke your way into 6 wins this year with the Raiders missing a kick from the 30 and crazy stuff like that, and bad PI calls missed. Now maybe you don't get your bye week and you have to go on the road. And then it's like, okay, but that's why it was such a frustrating regular season to watch, because they weren't that good in the regular season. They had the capability to be good when they got healthy. They got Pacheco back, Hollywood Brown's back. But it's just now the team that already gets all the breaks was going to get an extra week of bye and everything in their home field.
The thing is about the breaks, they got them again.
Yes, as they do.
And not that they didn't earn them or deserve them, or it was just completely one-sided, but they got the breaks.
Even on that play, because I was watching, it's like, okay, so here comes the call on the 4th down play. The ruling on the field stands. 1st down, Kansas City. Oh, because I didn't at that point, we didn't really know what the call on the field was. It was like, well, are you calling it a 1st down? No one really kind of signaled one way or the other. It's like, well, yeah, they got another.
And then the catch, was it a catch? I still go back. Like that was a big one too.
Yeah.
And I'll believe Romo and the guys calling him. I think that losing that corner for the Bills was oof.
Well, they talked about that spot too, and it was both the broadcasters and the rules expert that they brought in all said, yeah, like I think you got the line to gain there. It's a bad spot. And then to review it and still keep the bad spot. Odd.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if they breaks.
Josh Allen said, you want to be the champ? You got to beat the champs. And until they do, I mean, they're sick of those guys. Was it 4 of the last 5 years?
Oh yeah. Well, I mean,
and in tight,
yeah,
it's gross.
And I'd love Philly to steamroll them, but the thing that Philly's great at is the thing the Kansas City defense does well, which is stop the run. Not that means it's a lockdown and that Saquon hasn't had huge days against good run defenses.
I still don't know where Cook went.
Yeah, unless he was injured.
And I'm almost hoping that that's the case, because it's
otherwise there's more questions.
Because yes, he might not have been torching them. He was picking up effective yards. Even the tush push, the only good one they had was with Cook, and then they didn't put him out there for him.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of fall, and I do wonder what the fallout is.
The problem with the fallout is you got to the semifinals again. Like, do you have the? And I think you're going to coaching side. Well, they're the only fallout that their players are in good.
Well, add talent. They could use another receiver, clearly.
But that's not fallout. That's addition. So fallout to me means you're probably looking at the coaches. Do you have the balls to fire these coaches or make changes?
And again, you had the ball 3.5 minutes. You're one drive away from saying this coaching staff did an incredible job. Yeah. We dethroned the Chiefs. Like, it's one drive. They had it right there.
And even if you do, you're late into the coaching cycle. A lot of guys have been hired and fired. A lot of it's done by now. But there is part of it too, and I get it from frustrated fans. How many times? It's the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result.
Had a poor over. No, they were not. Now you can give the Chiefs credit because they are a good D, but the injury hurt the Bills on the defensive side of the ball, and the offensive side of the ball. The schemes from KC were better. Yeah, they knew what the Bills were up to.
I don't know
all day, all night.
The whole insanity thing is like, again, would you take it at the beginning of the year? 3.5 minutes left, all your timeouts, touchdown on the drive wins the game. Like, of
course you would. But I'm just saying.
So it's not like, if we bring the guys back, that's going to happen as well. No. You're again one drive away from the Super Bowl. You take that again.
I'm not saying I don't agree, but I understand also if you feel like this same crew we bring to this dance every year and we can't get over the hump.
Yeah, I don't.
Why will next year be different?
it was a pretty big facelift on the offense from last year to this year.
Well,
and so you're in the second year of Keon Coleman. You probably draft another.
You're actually ahead of where people expected you to be.
Totally agree. When you looked at the preseason odds, this was not a top 4 team in the NFL. People thought this was a step back. It's the Dolphins division now. This was a very, very good year, big picture. But once you knew this team was good, that's the most crushing.
And you can't get that close again and again.
That's where it stinks.
It's the 4 years of Super Bowl losses. It's very similar. It's not Super
all
Bowl,
the scar tissue,
but it's all and those things don't continue. And my comment about you cheering for a team that's always good. Well, in a way, the Bills have been very good for 5 years.
Yeah,
very, very, very good.
No rings,
but nothing to show for it.
Yeah,
it's a bad time to be good, not great. It's like being Dale Hawerchuk in Winnipeg.
Yes, it is.
When the Oilers are in the mid to late 80s.
Sure.
You're getting your very good team. You may even win your division, but you will not beat them in the playoffs.
2 teams came out of the West for a decade, basically, right at the Campbell Conference. There it was.
On the other side, Saquon very good, 3 touchdowns. Eagles, the last 3 NFC Championship games they've been to, 38-7, 31-7, 55-23. Just snot bubbling teams on their way.
And the Commanders, that was a nice little game you had that one time in Detroit.
Yeah.
Like everything went right there. Guess what? Everything went wrong yesterday.
Boy, and up until the half, because McLaurin gets that
to keep it close.
And then they turn the ball over. And then it's in your end zone. And then
I love the fake punt early because they knew the momentum was fleeting. It was like, all right.
Yeah,
well, anyway, I mean, it should be a heck of a game. I know it's hard for you today.
It's tough.
Happy birthday, Rhett.
Thanks.
Happy birthday, buddy.
That's great. That makes it way better.
Yeah, now that's your birthday.
Getting older, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
You don't look
Can't
older.
wait. I'm sure Jack got pizza for me too.
You look great. Let's get into our opening statements for McLeod Law. They're the very best. Personal injury. They'll take the stress off your shoulders. You're not alone. I would think that would be. I've never had I've had some injuries in here. I wouldn't call them workplace injuries, but in a serious scenario where you have been injured on the job and you need to, what are we doing? How are we getting the bills paid? What are we doing? Let McLeod Law, let them in. They're going to take care of you. Worry about you. Get well, get healthy, and let them bring their extensive experience and the understanding of your specific needs to the case, to the job. McLeod-law.com. And that's just a little smidgy of what they do. Whatever it is that you need legal assistance with, our buddies over at McLeod Law, the very best. Jets 5-2 beat the Flames last night in Winnipeg.
Yeah, they're done the season series, guys.
Oh, Comrie all the way through.
Yeah, they didn't see Hellebuck once. That is happening a lot.
Because I heard that some people thought maybe that if it was the playoffs started today, the Flames might have a chance.
It wouldn't be Comrie, you're saying?
No, maybe it would, because that's who plays against.
Right.
Well, I would think it won't be Vladar either.
Correct.
If the playoffs were to start today, and if
do we feel bad for him?
I don't know what to feel bad about. He's had all the opportunity in the world the last 4 years.
Ooh.
No, like
you're off the Vladar bandwagon.
Well, I mean, we've always liked a lot about his game, but at the end of every season, you're always like, yeah, it's like 1 goal a game you don't like and an 895. Like he hasn't progressed. He's just stayed. You're like, look at the battle, look at the size. If he can just tighten this or that up, well, he hasn't.
And he's had time to work.
4 years to do it.
Lots of time to work on it too.
He has.
And remember, this summer, Frank came out and said, I expect Dan Vladar will get more than half the games this year. It's going to be his team. Like that was the opportunity in front of Dan Vladar. If he wanted to be the best goalie in camp, he could be a number 1 in this league.
He will be frustrated. Whether or not we think, how did you say? Has he been?
Do we feel bad?
Do we feel bad for him?
It's 2 games in a month or whatever, and always the back. Well,
he's getting to this point, and it's not a crutch, but you could argue that he's gotten the tougher touches of back-to-backs, or
he's got all the second to back-to-backs.
He's 0-5-1 in his last 6 starts, and in those 6 games, 11 goals of offense.
Yep.
So it's that this with Vladar in the net, it feels like your wiggle room, your margin for error is very small.
Yeah.
They don't score a ton to begin with, so he has to be near perfect.
And he's nowhere near perfect.
He's nowhere near perfect.
Yeah.
He's 886.
That was the thing. If you'd feel, when you'd feel bad for him is if he'd allowed 2 goals in this run of 6 games where they're averaging less than 2 goals for. And like, boy, he really is playing well, and they can't score. Like, no, you're actually just not playing that well, and the team's not good.
Do you have the goals against? Because the goals for isn't great, but
yeah, his game log would be interesting because there's some big numbers in there.
Yeah, well, he had the 8 against Tampa Bay.
Pardon me, the Ocho.
Yeah,
I like that.
I believe it was the 8 against. There's some 5s in there.
Okay, so
it feels like
you
if
got to score a lot.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to his game log. This is goals allowed in his 5 against Winnipeg, only 2 against St. Louis. He was very good in that game. 4 against Utah. That was the home game after Christmas. 2 in Vegas, very good. So he's had 2 good games in his last 4.
And they scored 0. Remember in that game, they got shut out 2.
He was excellent.
Yeah.
He was excellent. Ottawa 3, including overtime. Didn't mind him in that game. 8 the game before in Tampa. There's a lot of 3s, 4s, 6. He's had good games. It's that you can't count on him for a good game when right now,
you don't.
Every time you put Wolf in, you basically know you've got an 80% chance of getting a good game. Like when he let a bad goal in against Parayko in St. Louis, it was like, whoa, we haven't seen a goal go in on Wolf that had no business going in ages. It feels like there's one a game on Vladar. And again, last night, I thought why is there a rebound on something that hits you on the logo?
This was the head coach, the Hoach.
Let's go.
Because it's about getting saves in general, but it's also sometimes about the timing, which I think was part of last night's issue as well.
I actually thought we played a pretty good road game. There were certain situations where I felt like we could have used a save tonight, which isn't something that we have said a lot this year. And then when we made a few mistakes, they were able to capitalize, whether it was a poor penalty that we took with too many men on the ice or the offensive zone penalty. That's kind of the difference in the game. But for our team, I thought our effort was where it needed to be, and there was stretches of the game where I thought we did a lot of good things tonight. We just weren't able to keep them out of our net like we needed to tonight.
Yeah. Jets 2 for 2 in the power play, as he mentioned there. Again, it's much like our last conversation. When you're playing against a very good team, a lot of times your wiggle room for your room for error is very small. And especially in the second, because I'm with them. I thought they were very good despite being outshot in the first period. I thought that they were right in the play and it was going back and forth. And shot clock's a little lopsided, but I like the way they're playing.
But they fought it back.
And then in the second, they kept going. So what's going to be left in the third for these guys? And then the score kind of got lopsided. So I agree with the coach for what that's worth. I thought their effort, despite being on the road and back to back and all that, was good.
That was better than their typical second of.
Yeah, when our scheduled loss theory,
they
played pretty damn well for a scheduled loss, but.
And to give the Jets credit, like they were in control. Like as much as you liked the Flames effort, I don't know that the Jets were ever panicked.
They were up 5 minutes in, 5.5 in,
right quick. And
man, that was quite a goal.
Yeah. What? Oops.
Jack, can we find that one? I'm sorry, I meant to grab that one. Now that I think about it, because I was thinking that'd be
Kyle Connor good.
That'd be a good Warner whiteboard.
Well, Kyle Connor
shouldn't get there.
Very good.
Nice
yes,
finish.
Lots of respect for what he can accomplish. Not sure what's going on here.
So Miro man on in the middle of the ice.
Oops. That's very Bow Valley.
Well, that's
U15.
Poor Clark Bishop has to play D here. He's on the left side.
I don't know if he is playing.
Well, that's the thing is he doesn't play D. So if he didn't know how, I wouldn't blame him. Miro, you're paid to play D. That's different.
It's quite a combination, actually. Like
because you need a Uyghur pinch there too to make that happen.
It's like, that was easy.
Like there's 4 bodies, and then after the goal, there's Uyghur sliding by. Oh, there's Uyghur. There he was. Oh shoot.
No, Uyghur wasn't out there.
Yeah, that's his pair. Watch him slide by.
It's 44.
Well, so maybe he changed. Can we watch it one more time?
It's semantics, but
it's just that they're the pair together, right?
No, it's not.
Oh, you're right. It's Forrest there too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I thought this was Weeks flying.
Daniel and
yeah,
those two don't
Bishop.
Well, when you don't have ball,
you need more ball.
When you don't have ball, you've got 4 defensemen that probably aren't playing on a really good NHL blue line that are playing on your blue line.
Yeah.
You've got 2 NHL legitimate. You can play top 4 in any team in the league. Going to the 4 nations, potentially both of them like good defensemen. You have Ball, who was a third pair guy last year.
He's come a long way.
And you've got two guys that were claimed on waivers. You've got Tyson Barrie hasn't played since November on a conditioning stint. You've got a 26-year-old throw-in converted forward in a deal.
What is the contract status for these guys? Because I know Pahal is signed. What's the Miromanov? Hanley's in the last year of his deal.
Hanley's a U. Miro's probably
with all this confidence.
Sorry to put you on the spot.
With all this confidence,
yeah,
the Miroman, like what?
He's a right shot guy. He's cooked. They just have too many righties now. Like you've committed to Pahal, and to be fair, we haven't seen Daniil Miromanov as a third pair defenseman. That's where he should play if he's in the NHL. All we've seen him do is play with a very good player in Uyghur, but in much more difficult minutes than you're seeing handed out to Jake Bean and to Braden Pahal. I don't know if
a lot
he
of
could
people
be a
that
third pair
step up
defenseman.
to the opportunity, and when you get to play with a really
well,
good
and to be fair,
partner,
he's been better than Bean or Pahal.
That's not
who's
saying
top four
anything.
role.
That's not
Miromanov. They haven't put him.
He has not been.
No. You're missing my point. They have not put those two guys in the type of minutes they've asked Miromanov to play every time he's played. Because when Miromanov's in, he's only playing with Uyghur. Pahal and Bean have been exclusively third pair guys almost all year. When Bean has come out of that role, he hasn't looked good.
Huska.
I would have
make a change there.
Yeah.
What would you quibble with there? Like
I'm not quibbling. I'm just saying to say that Miromanov is better than those other two.
No, he's not better. I'm just saying
that he has played more. That's potentially statistically and mathematically accurate.
Yeah.
Which is always, I mean, you've kind of said that, well, this guy's making this and he's playing top 4 minutes. That he's
not a top 4
that he's playing
defenseman.
top 4 minutes is not an indicator as to what he is as a player.
But what the coaching staff is said by watching their actions, they are more comfortable having Hanley and Miromanov swap in and out of the press box to play with Uyghur than to put those guys on a third pair. They know that Bean and Pahal is a third pair they can live with. They don't have a fourth defenseman for the top 4. So you're literally going from 7th defenseman to 4th, 7th to 4th if you're Miromanov or Hanley, right?
Which is scary.
It's a unique situation, Dean. It's not something we just gloss over.
No, I understand. You're really going off. I got it.
But I think it's if the Flames wants to make the playoffs, it's going to be a major issue.
Yeah, if they're going to tinker the deadline, you got to find someone better than Joel Hanley and Daniil Miromanov to play with Uyghur.
And
you could probably do that for a third round.
I know you were saying with Miromanov, he's better off 5. He's not 5'6" either. You can't play.
He's probably not good enough defensively in your mind.
Yeah,
I just don't think. Yeah,
he's just
so.
You have to have a role and an identity, and he has nothing. What is he? Because a 5'6" is not an offensive powerhouse. Because he's not an offensive powerhouse. Because he's not playing a effing power play or anything. Like
he isn't an offensive powerhouse. I think when you say he's a converted forward, people go there, but he's not that.
Yeah, like his skating is not great. His defensive play is not great. He doesn't put up big numbers.
If you don't notice him, he's had a good night. Like he's not. We're not talking.
And he's
about
not even good at that.
There.
Because you do notice him because he makes mistakes.
Anyway, this is not breaking news. That if they were to lose one of their top 3D, they would be in a bit of a pickle, and here they are, a bit of a pickle.
So Miro's got one more year at 1 1/4 to get back to the original point. Jake Bean's got one more year at 1 3/4. Hanley's up as a U, and Kevin Ball has arb rights. He's an RFA, so you're not going to lose him, but you are going to have to give him a raise from his $1 million.
I don't like those signings now.
Which signings?
Well, they have another year left. Some of these guys.
Yeah, I don't know why. Like Bean is a hard 6-7 on most good teams in my mind. And they locked him in at 2 years, 1.75. I feel similarly about Miromanov, and he's a $1.25. You can bury that whole salary in the A if you need to. You can't Beans.
And I think they thought they had something with Miromanov.
At 1.2, you kick the tires, right? Because if it doesn't work, you put him in the A.
Yeah, and you were higher on him 6 months ago then.
Well, yeah, and again, if you look at the role he's had to play, he hasn't been asked to be a third pair defense. I still think he could be a good third pair defense. We've never seen it.
Based on what?
Just based on that he's had harder minutes than the third pair guys and hasn't been underwater.
You're overemphasizing the harder minutes because you're playing with Uyghur and other. It's the NHL. So if you're a 5'6" and you're in Vegas, who the heck do you think who coaches Cassidy is going to put out against you when you go on the ice? Like you have to be able. I know what you're saying, and it's harder minutes, but to what point? Like you still have to be able to play in a league.
Yeah.
And whether it's, I guess what I'm trying to say is I don't give a shit if he's 5'6" or playing with Uyghur, because you're playing with Uyghur. It should make the game easier for you, and so that and you still are going to have to play against NHL caliber players.
Yes.
Because you're a 5'6", it's not like it's just structured so that, well, I only play against the bottom 6 forwards on the other team. Like, it's the NHL.
Yeah, I think the likelihood that he looks worse on a third pairing with
like how's
Hanley
he play
or
with Bean?
I'd love to see it. I'd love to see it. I really would, because I don't know how it would
based
look like.
on what?
I'm not saying it's going to go well. I wish they knew what he looked like as a third pair guy. Is all I'm saying.
I think
so. And the only reason I'm like, hey, Miromanov's like, he's been a decent piece, is because if you take most 27-year-old defensemen that make $1.25 million and ask them to play with Weegar in a top 4 role, they'll get destroyed. And he hasn't been destroyed. Hasn't been good.
Based on what?
Because based on them not being good enough. If you're good enough, you make more than 1.25 at 27.
If you're 27,
why does the salary matter?
Because that's the indication of your value.
It's what Conroy paid him.
Yeah, it's what percentage of the cap have we allocated to this guy?
Right.
What percentage
but
of the
one
cap
GM's judgment compared to another. You bring up his pay a lot.
Isn't that your opportunity to show that I'm worth more and I'm getting a great opportunity? And if I'm any good at all, I should be able to do it.
So when he's on the ice,
how is
they've been
his
awful
job
or
going to be?
I think he's overpaid and is lucky to play with Weegar.
I don't know.
Bottom line, I don't think he's very
He's
good.
an NHL
I think both of those
defenseman.
things are true, and I also think it was a decent low risk bet to make.
I'm fine with the bet,
Yeah.
but the results are telling me he can't play 5. If he can't play with Weegar, he can't play 5-6 with someone that's shittier.
Yeah, I mean, it's clearly less minutes. That's sort of the point I'm making.
I understand.
I know what you're saying.
Yeah,
you're not going to give him,
but it's an indicator as to what he is, that you want him playing less.
Oh, 100%.
Hopefully,
that's my whole point. Is I'd love to see him play
just
12 minutes on a
that he
third
can be
pair.
a 12-minute. I don't think he. Most players are better the more they play. And why Miromanov would be opposite, I don't know.
I don't know that most some guys are. Yeah, like Eric Goodbranson, Nikita Zadorov. Less was more with those.
If
cats.
you're capable.
Yeah.
If you're capable.
Yeah, and so look, here's in my view, Pahal took this guy's job. That's the third pair right side. Pahal has been excellent as a right side third pair guy. He hasn't moved all year. He's been the rock there. And because he's a right shot third pair guy, well, okay, what are we going to do with Miro? You're going to play him on the left side of the third pair? Well, kind of like being there. And so now you're out of the lineup or playing more minutes than you should be in the NHL.
Well, I want to criticize Conroy about this because that was part of the deal.
So many 6, 7, 8s. What do you do?
Yeah.
No, but there was a lot of praise and say, oh, this guy could be a difference. Like,
well, I mean, clearly the first rounder was the valuable piece.
He was a guy that played forward, shifted
to
to D, then missed a bunch of time.
They wouldn't put him on waivers in Vegas, but he didn't play. I mean, it's a roll of the dice. The first rounders, the assets.
I'm trying to start the trade fight again, where we expect if we're going to trade guys, we expect tons in return, and this is what you end up with.
No, the first is what you end up with. That's 2
years from now.
Right. The time value of the first is not ideal, especially because they still held their first this year and last year. But the first rounder is much more valuable than a 26-year-old.
For sure it is. But the point is that it's the whole package, and we thought we were going to turn this piece into it wasn't just a first in 2 years. That wasn't what we were excited for trade Hanifin for.
Yeah. I mean, it depends where the first is. If Vegas flames out and it's hang on. Where the pick is matters. And you roll the dice by throwing it that many years out, but you also have the chances you catch Vegas when they're older.
No, we're not talking about the pick. We're talking about the player coming.
We're talking about the return.
I'm talking about the total
Hanifin.
Return for Hanifin. And there's
until we
no
see
way.
Where that pick is, you can't say that they didn't do well.
You do it all the time, and you do it so well.
So it doesn't matter where they pick?
A year ago, you would have been saying we're going to get a first, second, and third for Hanifin. And we got Miromanov in a pick in 2 years.
Maybe.
And now we're saying it's going to be fine as long as the pick's good.
I will continue to repeat what I've said since they've all went down. I didn't think they got enough for Tanev. I don't like the Grushnikov prospect at all for any ceiling. If you look for an AHL guy, great, you got one. You should have got more than the second for Tanev. You look at the market and what they paid him this summer. You look at what other guys of his ilk got. They didn't get enough for Tanev. They got more than they should have for Lindholm. I really like that deal.
I still don't believe that, but okay.
Yeah, and you don't have to believe it, but I mean, it's a good prospect, a first, and some other lottery tickets for 2 months of Elias Lindholm.
I'm saying the same. I'm going to argue with you, but we
got to wait and see.
You don't. The only point I guess I'm getting at is that we think we have these assets and we're going to flip them for massive return and have yet to see it.
Yeah, because you're trading them for futures. So until you know what the first from Markstrom is as a player, or the first from Vancouver as a player turns into be, and the first from Vegas turns into be. I mean, you didn't know what Jarome Iginla was when you moved Joe Nieuwendyk, but when he turned into a star, now you can say you won the deal.
But also at the same time, you can start to value and judge the trade based on what you've got back.
You can also value and judge the GM,
I'll
too.
tell you, if Grishnikov's an AHLer, so's Miromanov.
Yeah, I would think so.
Right? Like what it is the warm bodies you got back.
I would rather have Grishnikov turn out
Grishnikov was
because he's
scratched at
going to
the
be
AHL level this year. It's a bit of a gap, but he's also quite a bit younger.
Like you just hope that one of these. So it's a first and okay. So what's the and? Is it going to be Maverick Bourque or who are these guys going to be? Oh, it's Grishnikov. It's not Stankoven.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then okay. So who's coming from? I don't know who this Miromanov is.
Brzustevich is
so
a
then,
nice
so then you hope.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Where's Hanifin going for Four Nations? Is he playing?
I think he played on Team USA. Did you make that roster?
The point I'm making is that you're trading a Four Nations defenseman for a first.
Yeah. And it was 2 months in. Again, they re-signed him, so it looks great. It looks less good in Vancouver where they didn't re-sign Lindholm and lost the asset and gave away, Kuzmenko is actually playing well now, which helps a bit, but hasn't done that most of the year. I mean, again, if Kuzmenko's scoring a 40-goal pace, that deal's a landslide. He just hasn't done it this year.
Yeah. You know what'll happen there is he'll start playing better, and then they won't trade him because they're trying to make the playoffs.
And then he'll walk.
And then he leaves for nothing.
That's okay. If you make the playoffs, you can give him. He's not.
Hanifin has been selected to the US team.
Just
confirm.
Anyway,
it just takes time to judge these things, right? We hated the Toffoli deal, and man, like Sharon Govich has been good. Idar Suniev is having an awesome year at UMass.
We
just need time.
Just my final thing. I'm not worried about how did the trade work out. It's just this player. What is he? I just don't think he's a top four guy.
No, he absolutely isn't.
He's not a top four or a top six.
Yeah.
And that's what, again, I would love to see him in the 6 role. You can't because Hall's been better than him.
How do you play your 5-6? Like you're coaching, put your coaching hats on.
Wow.
And you see Miromanov and whoever else you're playing him with. What do you utilize? Like what's he bringing to your squad as a number 5-6 that you feel more comfortable?
Well, in theory, he'd be a decent puck mover for a guy that's on a third pair. I don't hate his skating as much as you'll find on a lot of third pairs. You get the heavier, bigger bodies. I don't think he's stout defensively, nor is he a sinkhole. Like it's not Tyson Barrie back there. They clearly like him more than Barrie, which is probably
a lot of nothing.
I wonder how much of it is.
It's filler.
Uyghur, who do you like? Who's your preference?
Who can fit the best there? Like what's the least worst?
Yeah.
And that is what it is.
Which one of these sour soothers tastes the best to you?
Yeah, totally.
I guess I'll go with this one for a while until he pisses me off and makes me look really bad. Then I want somebody else.
And to be fair, like in the spring, it might be Hunter Brzustevich or an Ilya Solovyov that comes up, and because they're at least those guys have some ceiling to go chase. This guy's 27. He is what he is.
We'll know more about Ball today, I assume. He got clunked in that game against the Wild.
Take the day off.
Is that what it is? Yeah. Okay.
No, and they got a huge.
If he's hurt from that, then you should trade him because he's going to be hurt all the time.
Their last game before this international tournament is the 8th. They don't play again until the 23rd.
It's a huge break.
Like it is a monster break. And I know that's probably not going to factor. Well, I don't know if it's going to factor in on the Ball injury, but with other guys, like, are you really going to bring someone back for 2 games before you sit for 2 weeks? Like get your guys hundo.
Yeah. But
we got to see how this blue line looks without him. It's a lot more Hanley, Miromanov, Bean, Pahal than you want.
Yes. Yeah.
That's kind of the only point I'm making is like they've kind of survived it. It has not been an Achilles heel, which you thought it would have been when you put this thing on paper. If I told you that Joel Hanley and Miromanov were going to average X minutes a night, you'd be like, this team is bleeped.
Yeah, you're screwed.
But they haven't been.
You've kind of said when you talk about, can they get into the bottom 10 or are they a playoff team? And you'd said, if they trade Rasmus Anderson, it's going to be a tumble. Without Kevin Ball,
it's starting to look
we're
rough.
seeing what it looked like. And it's one night, but still, it was okay. Against the top team in the league, you had a hard time.
But then you said the game was all right.
Yeah. You take it, and that's Ball, all due respect. You take Uyghur or Anderson out for any amount of time.
It's the same with Kadri and Backlund. You just don't have anyone that you could slot in as a top 2-line center until Zari's back.
This team's terrible.
They worked their tails off. It's wild.
You lost confidence, or
And again, they're 5 points. They're 3 points clear.
I want Chiefs type of scenario where every year I come in and we've got a chance to kick the shit out of the Orange Crush. I don't want to be monkeying around here.
Yeah, Connor McDavid's a free agent 2 years.
Yes, pick him up. Why didn't you get Rantanen?
I'm sure.
The hell's wrong with you? Guy who's available,
monster.
cheap as chips.
Yeah, we need to talk about that probably.
Oh yeah,
Probably need to talk.
I
about
nearly
that.
fainted.
lots of that.
I know.
That is a huge
Well, you're getting old.
deal.
Yeah, I know.
Lightheaded, eh?
Old man, ranting and raving.
Blood pressure.
Yep. Service Credit Union, the big share is back. Oh, baby. Full swing right now. Your chance to win $1 million is right there just by saving money. How easy is that? Anyone can enter. All you need to do is become a member with Service Credit Union and start saving. Every $500 saved gives you 5 entries into the Service Big Share Contest. Contest ends April 30th, 2025. Skill test required. For rules, visit service.ca/win. So if you're out there and you got like, geez, I've got like $720,000 in my checking.
Here.
I
Just
don't know.
sitting here.
It's in my checking. Is that good? You should probably use that. There's better ways to use that money. Talk to the people at Service Credit Union. Let them get your money working for you. And right here, a chance at $1 million just by saving money. The website again, service.ca/win. It was Friday, was it? The big trade?
Yes.
We were at the pond hockey tournament.
Yeah,
I
Jack
think it was
broke the-
right before we got on the ice.
Well, Jack is
He broke the trade to me.
Yeah,
It's,
Dean didn't see it at all. It was
Jack
like
bomb,
almost
Jack bomb.
midnight, and he still had not heard
I
about
just hadn't been on my phone. We were.
You were
Balls.
definitely decompressing
Yeah.
on Friday. He didn't even know we played.
I didn't
We're
even
on
know
the
there
ice
was a
like,
game.
where the hell's Dean? I thought he was at least gonna get some video.
I'm
this
texting Jack.
He's
You're
gonna
in
see you next
LA again?
Tuesday.
What's happening? Where are you guys? What's going on? Jack's like, we just played Oilers Nation. You missed the game.
Huh?
The game?
No, not just any game. The game.
game.
Oh,
The only game that matters
The
all
big
weekend.
game.
I thought the games were tomorrow. Oh, there was games tonight. Well, there was one game. In fairness, I missed
big-
one game.
But it was the big game.
Just the biggest game.
It was the big game.
Yeah.
Anyway,
the second biggest movie.
so yeah, Jack broke the news about that, and also the mega deal, 3-way between Chicago, Colorado,
3 ways.
and Carolina.
Were you ever
They
part of it?
always work out.
Was that you and Drury? Was that a 3-way?
They
Or?
always
it
work
was.
out.
There you go. See?
Yeah, Beijing and Reinprecht
hmm
from Colorado. Yeah,
You know who's not going to work out for?
the Avs.
Well, I'm not sure about the Avs, but certainly the Blackhawks, who gave away Taylor Hall
Yeah.
and ate $4+ million and only got their own third rounder back.
For a third rounder, it seems like
Now, there's some conspiracy theories about it because, I mean, Hall alone, you'd hope you could get a third. That much money alone, you'd hope you'd get a third, maybe more. That's a lot of money you just ate.
Mm.
The two of them combined only getting a third. Well, here's the thing that's interesting. It being Chicago's own third rounder
oh, I see.
opens them the door to do offer sheets. Whereas if you don't have your own picks, you cannot do any offer sheets that require a pick of that round.
So say the compensation is a first, second, and a third. Those
That's-
have to be your
own.
original
That's
picks.
a nice move then. I don't mind
Well,
that.
maybe. If they don't offer sheet anyone, it's very light.
They might
if,
get
if it
random.
allows you to go steal Evan Bouchard or something, okay, good work.
Yeah. So I mean the nuts and bolts of it to
How about Rantanen?
to
with
Carolina,
the-
it's
Sorry.
Mikko Rantanen and Taylor Hall. To Colorado, Marty Natchez
Jack Drury.
and Jack Drury, and Chicago gets the pick. So
Also, the Avs get a second and a fourth. It's not a huge deal, but it's 2 more picks that come out
Does
of
that
Carolina.
say Rantanen is only making 4.6?
Yes, because Chicago's retaining half.
Oh, okay.
and
sorry,
Rantanen's full salary is 9.25.
I was like, he's on that low.
Yeah.
And so I listening to all the insiders and generally where I think everyone's arrived here is that when Leon Draisaitl signed for 14 plus this past summer, the market changed for what we would call top 5 forwards in the league.
fucking Leon.
Perfect. Same agency that represents Rantanen. Now, we know that Nathan McKinnon's a great hockey player. He took a deal that was very friendly to the Colorado Avalanche not that long ago that pays him 12.6. They were like, look, you're going to make more than Connor. And he got all excited, but they didn't realize, like, yo, the cap's gone way up since Connor was signed. It's going to continue to go way
Yeah,
up.
but isn't that always the case? Sorry, I'm not.
And so now you're looking at two summers from now, you have the ability to extend Makar. Rantanen's asking for Leon type money, and it didn't sound like they were going to budge going above McKinnon's number, which is way under market. They said, we'll make you the highest paid winger, which would be Pasternak at 11.6. But it's like, no. Like, he is worth more than 12.5. He's a 50-goal Ox winger that can control games.
So do you agree with the Avs approach to this?
If you know you can't sign him, like it doesn't work with our philosophy or our budget, and Cale Makar's more
but the interpretation of the philosophy is that we're not going to pay more than McKinnon, and is that the right approach? Like,
I
thought Razor, was it Razor that was here? It was somebody, I'm sure it was Rob. And Colorado was in Buffalo, and Buffalo was up like 4-0. I can't remember what it was. And he said Makar and McKinnon and Rantanen just decided to take the puck, and we never touched it. And they won the game. Yeah, like that's what they had in Colorado. Yeah, and again, maybe it's against Buffalo, but they do it last year against Winnipeg. You see, Winnipeg did not touch the effing puck.
They just put teams in a rinse cycle.
So what I'm saying is, how in what world are you? Yes, it's a cap issue, but why are the Oilers and everyone else going to go about this? Bouchard's going to need money. McDavid needs money, and you're not going to keep the best players in the world on your team.
And what are you doing? Yeah, and so I think you could make it work, but what it costs you elsewhere in the roster is what isn't clear, because we don't know exactly where the cap's going. We don't know exactly what Makar's going to make, but he's going to be the highest paid defenseman in the league by a mile.
And you have to sign him.
You have to keep him. And so let's say Makar comes out at 18, because that's where the market is in 3 cap years from now. Let's say it's 110 million. Okay. Like, we've already got this guy making that. They must have felt like we're just not going to be able to get this guy signed to what makes us comfy. I think what they should be comfy with is a higher number than what they offered. It sounded like they came in at about 11 3/4. He's worth more than that.
And McKinnon basically said, because he was asked about the internal cap that you can't make.
Yeah, he's like, I don't care.
He's like, that's crazy.
Wow,
like, I don't know.
I don't know what player they
didn't even offer to get him close to McKinnon. You could have made him the same salary as McKinnon.
We'll give you the same thing as Nate.
So this clip here is McKinnon the day after the trade is made. Now, granted, they lost the game after which he's taught. They won last night, so I mean they're going to be just fine. But this is the face of the franchise. This is Nate McKinnon. He and Rantanen have been teammates for a long time.
And real effing good together.
Asked about the emotions he was feeling.
Just sad, obviously. I wish I could have talked about this, not right now, obviously losing. I'm upset about the loss, but yeah, just a bigger picture, obviously losing Mikko. Really great friend, 9 years, 10 years together, won a cup, obviously. It's just sad. I mean, I don't know exactly what happened. I know I called Mikko pretty shortly after. We talked close to 20 minutes. So, but yeah, I mean, it's just unfortunate. Obviously, losing a great friend, great teammate. Yeah, I'm going to miss him.
Now, they don't give him away for nothing. They get a guy that's well over a point per game, having a monster breakout year, and might be a center, but has continued to play on the wing this year. But you're not getting the best player in the deal. That's for damn sure.
You have a team and an identity and guys that are studs in the league, and they've won cups, and you're tinkering.
I don't know that this ends well for them.
I don't love it for them.
Unless you were sure you couldn't get him signed, and we have to get as much as we can. Why? It's just how do you give away when a player like that wants to be there? How do you let him leave?
How do you? And what you're getting is Marty Necas, a guy who has been available in trade for a long time, and then stuck around, summer, right? And then stuck around, and then had an unbelievable start to the season. How great is it that Carolina didn't trade this guy? Except they still traded him, despite having this monster start to the season.
Way more for him. Well played.
Like it's just so why even now were you willing to give up on Marty Necas? To get Mikko Rantanen, I suppose. But to me, it's just there's something about Necas in there that Carolina, they've been fine getting rid of.
They played it perfectly, Dean.
They've been fine
was
trading
low this
him.
summer. They weren't playing him in big minutes. They give him the big minutes. He shows up big time, and now you turn into what 4 or 5 times.
I'm not doubting that.
Played brilliantly.
I'm just saying what Colorado is getting. You're getting a player that there's been something.
There's baggage.
just not quite right. And clearly you've taken a guy out of the room who's a phenomenal player.
Yeah.
And who his teammates loved.
Yep. And buckle up, other teams with 3 superstars. See it in the NFL all the time. We love this guy. Can't. We already paying our quarterback 60. We're already paying this pass
How
rusher
do other
20.
teams do it?
So to flip the script then. Okay, so we maybe don't like it for Colorado. What if Carolina doesn't sign Rantanen?
Well, this is the risk, right?
Right. So
if they win the cup, they don't care. If they don't win the cup and they lose Rantanen for nothing, that's 2 years in a row because they just lost.
They went to
Gensel.
They got
for nothing.
Gensel last year. It didn't work. If they get Rantanen and then you lose Natchez, you got Taylor Hall, but I mean, whatever.
There's no
Taylor
way
Hall's
they
fine.
don't have some idea of what this guy wants.
Right, but Dundon's never paid market rate, and not only is
Then it's fine. Then Dundon has decided that we're willing to risk it and go for
Yeah.
it. I'd make that trade. Like if Murray, hey, can we get Rantanen, Mr. Edwards? Yes. Sell
Well-
the farm and bring him here, and we'll try. I know, but that's
I'm with you, and the context being that they've been in the Final Four, they've been winning playoff series, like they've been so close to a cup and can't get over the hump. That is absolutely in your life cycle when you say, screw it. Nate just wasn't going to resign. We've already had some issues. Turn him into Rantanen. Maybe he loves it here. And maybe he proves to us he is worth the money he wants.
And if not, we've still got Aho and Svechnikov
Yeah.
and Jarvis,
Yeah.
and we're
Totally.
going to be we're going to be okay.
Stahl, Martinook, they got a bit of everything there. I
that's a
guess.
dicey trade for the Colorado.
It's a crazy trade. It really is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so now it's like, okay, well, both the Avalanche gained cap space here. So now it's like, okay, what's the fallout? Can you find a 2C here? Is Natchez that? Can you give yourself the dream that everyone has is, okay, does this open up enough room for Sidney Crosby to come to Colorado and play with McKinnon? But I mean, we thought this was a blockbuster. That'd be the biggest trade since the Gretzky deal.
That'd be crazy.
That'd be awesome. It would be
Because
very
in hindsight, if all those pieces fall in place, and then you're like, you go from like
it's
they
like,
blew it to
okay,
like,
yeah.
whoa,
Brilliant.
galaxy brain.
Yeah. Yeah. If it's to set up an even bigger move.
Yeah.
And there's some that feel that deadline's a long ways away. They got more to do.
With that said, well, I don't know. You're still losing Rantanen.
Rand's a hell of a player.
Like he's
And so now the thought is, okay, like Dundon's going to want to try to get a deal. Grind. He did it with a bloody Jack Adams winning coach that loves
but
the
if
market.
you're Rantanen and you're in Colorado and they're saying here's 11.5
Yeah.
and Dundon's grinding you at 13.
Well, maybe he's grinding 13. Yeah, I think that's probably, you could make that work. But now the thought is, if you're Chicago, you've got all this pressure and Connor Bedard's got no one to play with.
Rantanen's the
Like
guy.
14, why not? Like we're not paying anyone else. All
And
these
that-
other guys are bums.
Yeah. And that whole, you can't pay anybody more than McKinnon. If anybody's paid attention, there's one thing that matters to that guy, and it's fucking winning.
Yeah, and percentage
Well,
of the
and
cap.
he
He's been
knows
salty
he's going
and
to get his
sour.
money eventually.
Like, he's getting paid. He wants to win. He's now tasted it. He knows what it is.
He doesn't give a
He's
shit.
only ever cared about winning. He has been team first. Remember, I'm sick of losing. That
Anytime
was a
anyone,
few, right? It was
yeah.
however many
We
years
haven't
ago.
We haven't
won
done
shit.
shit.
We've done. I've done
Yeah.
shit.
Then they go win the cup. You're like,
Then you
I
get
see
Kale
this guy's
McCarr,
wired.
and yeah, all right.
And like it's just I'm losing my train of thought here. I had something I really like there.
Anyway, just
It's
for
a hockey-
McKinnon, and then
it's the kind of stuff that's fun for us because it's like you can banter this about for days.
anytime you hear someone talk about internal cap, just tell them to write it down and go put it in the garbage because the cap is different every single year. The percentage of the cap is apples to apples. That's like saying, I think you should make 25 cents because when my dad worked in a coal
Yeah.
mine, he made 25 cents an hour. Sorry, it's an internal cap. You're not a better miner than my dad
My
was.
dad
but
was
didn't he
awesome.
sign
My
that
dad-
contract
my
like
dad
50
was-
years ago?
Hey, look, it's internal. That's our family cap on miners, and he's a Hall of Fame miner. So you're not making more than 25 cents in the mine. Like the cap changes. Now, if you want to talk percentage of the cap with McKinnon, you've got my attention.
What kind of player? I don't know. You played. I just can't imagine where he'd be.
There
Wait,
wouldn't.
he's making more than me.
They would be an odd
be a
player
few.
that's not a good teammate.
I think there'd probably be a few Yashin Day.
But like in that
Beret
scenario, when
types
it's a
that
guy
might
that
care a
you've
little
already,
about that,
like
I
you
don't
said,
know.
teammate for what, 9
You-
years? Did he say?
Listen, if McKinnon's mad because Rantanen's
He's not.
making too much money, I would be stunned.
Oh, he's absolutely not.
Right? It's
Yeah.
like, good, go ahead, because I will sign another contract.
It's a
and-
tool that teams use to try to get guys to take less. It has nothing to do with the room.
And it and you're right. It's the stupidest comment ever.
Mhm.
Like, you're going to call an agent who deals in this business as a professional and
Yes.
understands it. We have an internal cap. Well, then trade him.
Sid makes 8.7, so no one can make more than 8.7.
But that was the thing that we heard for a while, right?
Yeah, but you
It's just
hear
dumb.
it. It's
And it was the same thing here when they were having to sign Phaneuf or whoever else. Well, you can't make
Can't
more
make more
than
than
Iggy.
Jerome. No,
Jerome's
look,
making 7, so you can't.
if the
make more than
cap's flat or there is no cap, it's a thing.
no, but
with
it's
the
a percentage
growing,
of cap.
it's ignorant.
Yeah, it's stupid.
Like it is a synthetically low cap right now because when they did the CPA, they said 5% raise every year. Revenue's been bigger than that. They are making less than they should because they agreed to a set cap with no escrow. When the CBA ends after next year, the cap will jump dramatically. They're negotiating whether they can layer that a bit with next year. You have to look at percentage of cap or you've missed the entire boat in this environment.
You know what sucks? We didn't get him. That's
Not yet. You got him this summer.
The kind of superstar.
Connie gets him this summer.
So much cap space.
So much cap space.
We'll pay you more than Nathan McKinnon,
Oh yeah.
but not more than Huberdeau because
Oh, that's-
we have a Huberdeau cap. Kind of stinks that that's your big fat contract. Still,
better than last year this time.
Yeah.
For free.
Are you mad at him again?
no,
What's his
no,
problem?
he's been
Why are you?
no. You just look at other teams that are. Well, we're going to have to sign McCarr. We've got McKinnon. Okay, so those are in Toronto. Well, we've got Austin Matthews, Marner. Marner's having a great year. So what do we,
Nylander, too. Wow,
Nylander
geez,
was this
yeah.
sort of thing. We got Huberdeau and Kadri. Fuck.
Good players, but there's been a better use of 17 and a
But
half
is
million.
that the clearest way of looking at it?
Oh,
I
I think
you know what I mean. Like, the team's doing good. We're going to make the play. Who are our players?
it's all the young guys.
Like,
Like you look at what they've pulled
but
off
it's not all
in the
young
last
guys.
month. It's on the backs of Wolf, Pelche really
Wolf.
contributing, Coronado turning into a scorer, Zeri being a center.
Yeah, but all the old guys are still out there playing a ton.
Right.
Like,
That's why it's just like you throw your hands up. They're not your stars. They're veterans that make a lot of money.
God. It.
I'm just looking at.
I go back and forth. I'm like, geez, way to go, fellas. Connie, great for this is wonderful.
Yeah.
Oh, and then I look at the line. And go, oh.
And again, those two have been pretty good.
Exactly.
The first year
Like-
they were here, it was an unmitigated disaster.
Just wondering if is there any other team that's
Spending
17 and a half to get
17,
30
two
some odd
second line
goals?
players. Yeah. Slot them properly. Like Nas was a second line player in Colorado, wins the cup. Huberdeau's a second line player in Florida. They win the President's Trophy. Like they're second line players, very good ones. 17.5 million.
Hey, they've won 6 of their last 9.
You're damn right. They have
Gallant, valiant effort last night in Winnipeg against a very tough team. Look
Never
out,
say die
Washington
attitude.
Capitals, your
Yes,
big swinging dicks
screw
coming in
you
here.
over.
Oh, look at us. We're scoring goals. We're one of the best teams. You get ready.
Ooh, we're first place in the league. Oh, you're so confident. Why don't you put your back up in?
Yep, that's right.
Fight him, Husk. Take him down.
Hopefully, Ball's back. Otherwise, they're
screwed.
We just go back to the better
Yeah,
goalie. The better goalie again will probably be
That
be
helps.
seen.
He's good at home.
The better goalie is
Really
really
good
good
at
in
home.
almost every situation you can put him
Quit
in.
bragging
Really
about
good.
this guy. He's going to get a big head.
I need to win that Calder Trophy and get all those futures.
I could use the Calder and the Vezina.
Now, you mentioned before we get into the Pinder report that
Who?
Kuzmenko has been playing. He's got 4 goals.
He doubled his goal output in Minnesota in the season.
And what is the over?
13 and a half.
13 and a half.
I'm at least intrigued now. I'm intrigued because he's creating now.
Explain for people that don't know. Explain what it is.
So we talked about Kuzmenko at the beginning of the year, and he was off to that rough start, and then all of a sudden it's like, geez, only got 1 goal, and we're like into December or late November, and so it's like, what would you even like be happy with? Like, what's even reasonable at this point? Because the talk of 30 goals is preposterous now, and we agreed, Rhett and I, on a bet. 13 and a half. I would take the over. He would get the under. So if he scores 13, Rhett wins the bet. If he scores 14 or more, I win the bet.
Yeah, and the bet is a Kuzmenko tattoo on your ass if he gets it.
Is that what it was?
I thought it was forehead. I'm actually
I had
feeling a
no
little
idea.
more confident about this.
Yeah, I knew that there was the bet set. I didn't know that they'd actually
You
that
gotta
you guys had
get a
come
big
up.
96 right on your forehead.
Sorry, I was leaning in on
I
you,
know,
Dean.
that's all right.
I
There-
could see there that he's where is he ranked on the team in points? 11th? Is that what I'm reading?
Yeah,
Oh, you got to prorate that.
And how many?
He's been scratched like 6 times.
He's got 14 points in
That's
36
not
games. That's the
good.
thing. He has been healthy, scratched a lot.
Can I ask a question? More to the point of how the F are these people winning hockey games?
I know. And honestly, they've actually scored more than 3 goals a few times recently. Right as Kuzmenko's heated up, you're like, those goals would have helped all year.
Yeah.
No 20-goal scorers.
We 3 defensemen that
How
are
many
yeah,
guys have 10? 5? Like, oy.
Well, I did it
How
earlier
does
this year.
continue?
I mean, I guess you could do a quick check, I guess.
Hubert will be on pace for 30, but no one else will be flirting.
Troy Terry leads Anaheim with 38 points. Huberdeau has 36. Is there another team whose leading scorer has less than 36
Yeah,
points?
it's like, oh, Huberdeau's doing good. He's leading the team. And he's got 36. It's the same pace.
because
as
the usual
last year.
suspects, your Ottawas and Montreals, they've got point getters now.
And so do the even the Islanders or Chicago's got Vladar. Like Celebrini to have more points, I imagine, even though he's missed time
Islanders
with
don't
injury.
score a ton. 37 for Anders Lee
Okay, so that's
and Bo Horvat, so that's more. Nashville, how are we doing there?
oh, they'd be climbing.
Forsberg 49.
Let's see what
Columbus is good now. 54 for Zach Werenski. Holy
yeah,
shit!
he's on monster here. Granlund's got 43
Buffalo?
in San Jose.
40 for Tage. It would seem like it's tracking towards.
And honestly, I'm seeing some like Huska slander on the internet, and I just don't understand it at all.
Huska?
What's the
Huska?
He's not a good coach because, of course, Eric Francis wrote the piece about, he's doing extension here pretty quick, and the team's performed very well. I think you've done a masterful job of working with a group that on paper is nowhere near 8th best in the West.
You know what he is doing? He's just been told by his wife that you have people coming over for dinner
Mhm.
in an hour.
Make some.
He's like, geez, in an hour? Well, what have I got? I got some of this, and I got we'll scrape the mold off of that, I guess, and try and do that.
Yeah, if you're
I don't have near enough of this, but I guess I'll cobble something together.
And then you've got this. Okay, at least I've got this sour cream that's gonna make it's expired. That's my Kuzmenko cheese.
Just
God damn it.
wipe the mold off the top. And
if you were a coach in the NHL and every team out there needed and you had to look at a lineup and choose the worst lineup.
Yeah, best to worst. Where would they rank?
Where are you? Like if you're choosing, okay, for the next, I'm getting a 5-year contract, even if it's the bottom half of the league. Colorado's is gone. You can't pick the Oilers because that's too easy. Who are you
For the next 5 years? Who do you want
would you pick the Islanders?
Nope.
Flames?
Nope.
Who's
got the best 5-year outlook?
Yeah.
I really like
who has
Ottawa's.
the worst
I really like
5-year
Montreal's.
outlook?
Who's old and bad? I mean, that's it. The question. It's the Islanders.
I hope there's not a
look
mirror.
at this is the list of teams that are below the Flames in standing. It's not points percent, but Columbus, Montreal, Vancouver, the Rangers, the Wings, Blues, Flyers, Islanders, Utah, Pittsburgh, Seattle, Anaheim,
Pittsburgh
Nashville,
might be a
Buffalo,
scare.
It might be
Chicago.
Pittsburgh.
It might
It
be
might be
Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh might be I would think the Islanders and Pittsburgh would be scary.
And fellas, keep your eyes on Vancouver, because if this has the capacity to blow up the whole core.
Or flip it. Who's doing more with less? I don't know that there's anybody in the league.
Columbus
maybe.
is right there.
Maybe Washington.
Washington's exceptional. Yeah.
Carberry is like minus 700 to win the Jack Adams. I looked today. It's over.
Yeah,
it's
they're-
more over than it was with Tocchet last year, and that thing was over.
Who's doing more with less though? Like,
Yeah,
That's
I think he has more, but he's leading the league, which is insane. If you told me Spencer Carberry was going to take a team that was like a minus 30 goal
Yeah, pound
differential,
for pound, probably. Yeah.
but Huska has to be a finalist if with the votes today for me.
48 games in, they're tied with Tampa in points.
It's wild, and it's work
man,
ethic.
then you look up
structure.
Yeah, like
And it's goaltending, of course, but yeah.
So that's
you
what we
have
need to
have
do.
goaltending.
Blame Huska. Start the
That's what I was
hashtag.
seeing online. I'm like,
get the
what
t-shirts.
the hell is happening?
Yeah, but they're blaming
Are
him
you
for not being
insane?
good enough, and we're blaming him for being too
Too good.
What
Like
are you
if only they got a good coach in here. What?
Yeah.
No, but yeah, he and Wolf.
Where's Bob?
He and Wolf are taking away this pick from the Flames.
Terrible hire.
5 points out of a bottom 10 pick, a top 10 pick, 3 points clear of 9th in the West.
That's odd, though. I mean, to get back to your original point, that there would be people unhappy with
I was blown
Huska.
away. I'm like, what? How?
What else?
And they're like,
is he
yeah,
supposed
but
to
he's playing this guy in this
idiots
role. Like,
everywhere.
he doesn't have star
Why are
players.
you-
He has to play Clark
Are
Bishop.
these people that have any
Yeah, you gotta stay off the internet.
background? Yeah, like these just clowns that have.
It's just I don't think it's prevalent, but
Clowns.
I'm seeing enough of it that I've made a note to comment on how dumb that take is.
While you guys get an anti-Huska shirt made and wear it around you.
That's right.
idiots.
Go ahead.
How do you say it?
Huska. Although he was mean to me the other day.
Was he really?
We were in line at the poker thing
Yeah.
and getting our name tags,
Ah.
and I did the funny.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
sorry for bumping.
Very witty. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing. Blank screen.
Is that the Blazers blades though?
Well, he can blazer it all he wants. We beat him up, and they won the game. So if he
I was-
wants to have a
You
throwdown,
did blazer it up then. He
I was
beat you.
wondering how you were going to finish
been-
that analogy
yeah.
there. It's like, I think they did pretty well.
If he
against
wants
you,
to
as I
win
remember.
against
Yeah,
us when it
we
matters
won.
the
It's
most,
like-
go ahead. That's all you.
Yeah,
you
just
might
like
have lost the
mem cups and stuff. I
Yeah.
guess there's that.
your rings. Way to go.
Time for the Pinder Report. It's a
Already?
presentation of Village Honda. Already.
Already.
Goodness, look at us.
Jeez, really.
We've had, again, some real sports talk.
Great
today.
stuff, folks.
Jax, we don't have time for Frank today. Tell him we can't do him today. Too busy.
I'm glad Frank's not on today. Actually,
It's just- he's not feeling well.
I'm
why?
teasing.
Because the
There's just a lot
Eagles
to
won
talk
and he
about.
drank too much.
No, I think
That could
it's.
be a part of it. Gastrointestinal.
I don't need. Listen, I'm not wishing him ill.
Yeah, he
I'm
fell
just
off one of the
saying,
lamp posts
I-
last night.
Yeah,
Grease them for
I
playoffs.
don't
Grease him up.
want to
Yeah.
hear how great it is to be in Philadelphia. Right?
All right.
He would not go easy on me. I think he would come on today and be like, "Hey, sorry, Rhett." Really heartfelt.
He might say those words, but I feel like there would be
Yeah.
some sarcasm in there. The 2025 Honda Civic Hybrid named winner of the North American Car of the Year for a record-setting 4th time. The Civic has won more Nakatis
Huh?
than any other nameplate in the 30-year history of the award.
Next kid,
You know, it's like an EGOT,
Nakati.
Nakati. The Civic refreshed for 2025. And if you haven't seen, if you think, oh, I know what the Civic looks like, then you haven't looked at the new one, you got to look at the new one. It's Canada's best-selling compact car. And they got them for you at Village Honda, your dealership for life, located in the Northwest Auto Mall.
Pinder.
They present the Pinder Report.
Very much looking forward to my coffee at Village Honda tomorrow.
Is that right?
Yeah. Do I go 50-50 between the two blends? They're both so nice. You can mix them together.
Would you flirt with a mocha?
No, I'm going, you know what?
It's sugar. It's healthy.
No, it's the milk. I don't know. Yeah. It'll be Americano or 2 espressos, baby.
See,
I'll
you
get back
don't
to you.
need any of that.
Yeah, caffeine is not.
You
don't get to see me before caffeine. You don't know.
Fuck, can I?
No.
you
Is,
might
there
be
is that an option?
best friends.
I'm telling you, it's a much worse one.
Why can't?
Talk to my wife. I'm an asshole more than I normally am if I don't caffeinate.
Oh,
God, I've
right.
been around you for so many years. I just can't imagine.
You don't want to see me uncaffeinated.
All right. Back to you, Ryan.
Back to me, Dean. Flames closed out a back-to-back last night in Winnipeg, and they have not
Right.
been good in back-to-back, second half back-to-backs. 1-5 now. 2 goals or less
That's not even like
in 5 of those 6 second halves of back-to-backs.
2 goals or less in
yeah.
90% of their freaking games.
Bit of an issue. I didn't mind
Yeah,
the effort.
so
but,
consistent in those back-to-back the second halves. Yeah.
You
And if
know
you're
you
Dustin
get-
Wolf, thank you, Huska, for the first half of the back-to-back. So they've been much better. If you're Dan Vladar, you're like, this was going to be my payday. What has happened?
Is that who was chirping Huska online? Was it maybe
Yeah.
Vladar on a burner account?
Oh, Vladar bot. Vladar bot.
Hey, he's got a burner account.
Oh, that's totally a
He's
burner.
ripping Huska.
That's a normal collar size. Get another take, bro.
I think Vladar's been great, but
Mhm.
Huska is an idiot.
Man, we solved that one quickly. Sad news as we say goodbye to Rory Karen sent to the minors.
Oh,
it was a great
man.
run. Happy for the kid. Get back, go score some goals, and we'll see you again soon, young man. Because Claude
Well,
Bishop is
Bishop
here.
might quickly be following him. after
Yeah,
this.
and they still didn't. Bishop. Another forward as well. So maybe it's William Stromgren time. Maybe you need some Dryden Hunt in your
Bill,
life.
Bill. Remember that? Bill.
If you're Huska, is it Hunt time?
No,
We
I
definitely
don't
know what
need-
Dryden Hunt
I
is.
don't want to.
Having a
hunt.
great
I want-
AHL season. I feel like
we can't hang our hats on all these AHL
Is it
seasons.
Klapka? Klapka time? I haven't.
He's done nothing to impress me.
If you want to add skill in the wing, it's Stromgren. If you're looking for a 28-year-old veteran, it's Hunt.
What are we short on?
Scoring.
Oh, so
Yeah.
No, you're not going to slide this call up into the top 9, though. That's the thing. You're going to play with Lomberg and Rooney or something like that, right?
You know what, Lomberg? Pull up your socks. Let's go.
Let's go. You just asked.
Did
he just?
Lomberg. I'm not worried about it.
Lomberg, let's go. Oh, there's been bigger men than you worried about Lomberg.
Oh, really worried. He's the guy you like to fight.
With your shoulders or pre?
I would
Jack,
absolutely have a go.
Saddle Dome plays
No
Warner
problem.
against Lomberg.
No, we don't want that.
I think that would sell a lot of tickets.
All I have to do is hide my head. He can't reach me. Got long arms.
That's what they all think.
He's got a lot of heart.
He does. The goalies, there's been quite a separation between the two, especially if you go back to the 1st of December. This is Ryan Pike. Not sure if this is a...
Now, is it a bomb or is it just...
Let's get into
this
it.
is just... It's not a bomb. A bomb is something he hasn't thought through and researched. It's a
news
reaction.
item.
It's a
Yeah.
boom. Look at this.
The arena has been Pike bomb. In 9 games of Vladar net since the beginning of December, he's allowed 5 more than expected. They haven't scored a ton, 5 less than the chances would suggest.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the 14 with Wolf, the opposite. They're just a bit above expected on goals for, and he's taken more than 7.5 away that should have gone in. Attaboy, Wolfie. There's just no debate anymore. It's Wolf until he needs rest.
Yep. You're right, Ryan. Back to you.
Thanks, Rhett. Speaking of Vladar, what else have
We don't need any more Vladar.
It's time for the Flames to move on from Dan Vladar by our conservative opinion writer, Mike Gould. What started the year as a tandem arrangement has quickly shifted into a distinct hierarchy in goal. He's got away with words. He's a writer, Rhett.
AI,
It's
huh?
writers. Do a lot of writing.
Sure do write a lot.
Can you write me an article about Dan Vladar and his failings in the Flames net?
And hint at a burner account on Twitter.
Poor Dan.
Schedule looks like this for the fellas for the next 6 nights. First place Washington, not first place Anaheim. And I don't know what to make of Detroit. They've been much better since the coaching changed Detroit. Those are all at home, and then they play a back-to-back Sunday night in Seattle.
So I'm giggling because Sharangovich had a one-timer on the power play last night. And it was very nice.
He's playing better.
Good. Top of the circle. The other side from where Ovechkin and shoots it and Thompson and stuff. I was giggling because that was a good shot for Sharon. Like, and then you watch Ovechkin and Thompson and Line and you go, holy F.
Those probably are the 3 best.
How
in the
do you
world.
do that?
That's tough comp.
How do you do? Well, it's not a criticism of them. I'm just saying, like,
same sport.
And don't tell me that these guys aren't out there going, I'm going to practice this.
It's like watching Judge or Stanton hit a baseball.
Yeah,
both human beings, same sport. Yeah.
Like, what's different? The stick, the whip? No.
I like the one where he tipped the who was it that shot it at the empty net? Huberdeau.
After he hit the post.
And then it was coming from the point, and he kind of tipped it in.
Sharangovich comes in, rips it off the post. Huberdeau holds it in, sends it back in. Sharangovich tips it in.
Was it going in the net, or do you think it would have missed?
It was close enough that I'm glad he touched it. And Huberdeau was like, "Look, you hit the post in empty net. I did that earlier this year. Here's a goal for you."
You could see him. He's like,
I
feel shame.
I embarrass. Thank you, Johnny. Embarrass.
Just get it in the net. Attaboy, Igor.
West wildcard looks like this, fellas. They are still right there. In fact, they have built on their cushion over the weekend. Now 3 up on we still haven't solved the biggest problem we've had all year, Canucks.
There's a real obvious issue in our dressing room, but
we're going to take our time to make sure we don't get it right.
It's like getting divorced. You don't want to run it.
You know what? Let's draw this out and really get the emotions high.
Yes.
Yeah,
let's make sure the hatred is for real.
Let's harden these clicks. Gross. Is that better for Vancouver? You wanted me to change my tone on Vancouver?
No. That's better. I don't want you to change your tone. That's a better tone.
Yeah, thank you. Good. Washington, meanwhile, where are they? Where are they? Let's scrolling. Washington, first in the league.
Oh,
Hey, what? Story of the year. Sorry, Huska. It's Spencer Carberry's trophy this year.
yeah, it is.
Been great. They draft and develop well. I think they got the next Hudson kid coming up.
I don't know.
Lane Hudson's brother.
Oh.
Cool.
The other Hudson.
They draft very, very well. Protus looks good. This is a very good team. 2 good goalies. 2 goofy goalies that catch with the wrong hand.
I don't. And you go through looking through the top scorers in the league.
No.
There's no one there. No.
And so what? We were talking about Ovi needs 20 goals to break the record tomorrow night at the Dome.
If he
Wouldn't that
got
be
20
great?
at the Dome tomorrow, he would. That's right.
He'd set a few records.
And you could say you were there.
Yep.
Tickets available. CalgaryFlames.com.
Thanks, Ryan. Yeah.
Just thought I'd help the guys there with the promo. Huge trade. Blockbuster. We've talked about it already. Let's quickly revisit it. It is Mikko Rantanen to Carolina. It is Jack Drury as well as Marty Necas heading to the Avalanche. Wild. And it is Taylor Hall disappearing, getting evaporated from Chicago with them only getting a 3rd rounder and eating half of Rantanen's money. It is a blockbuster. It is huge. It has changed the odds of who will the Stanley Cup. Our friends at Bet365, Dean. We're talking to Drew. He says, we got to change these odds.
Yeah. Is that what he said?
It's a huge deal. There's never been a deal this big.
Oh,
Carolina suddenly co-favorites to win the cup with the lottery ball humpers up north.
that's
Wow. Leafs at plus 1,000 makes sense because it's such a huge market. You never get value there. Stars, I see it. Devils, well, Markstrom will be healthy at some point. Florida at 11-1. I don't mind that.
No love for the Caps.
No love for the Caps at 14-1. Vegas 13-1. I like them. Colorado at 14-1. Those are probably worse odds than you got on Thursday.
Colorado might be sneaky if they're doing
They're
that.
going to do something else.
Crosby,
Crosby, I
isn't
like
it?
him a lot.
Ooh.
You know who is? You said it is Vegas.
They're dangerous.
They're just
Screw you.
nasty.
And you know they're going to do something at the deadline. They always do.
Yeah, they've got 30 million in cap space. Somehow it's just magic.
They beat Florida 4-1 last night. Hurdle, who you kind of forgot that they picked up. It's a 9-game point streak. Back into top spot in the division.
Theodore's having a monster year.
Just
Barbashev's turned into a very good play for them. They only gave up a 2nd rounder to get
Why
him.
didn't you get him instead of?
They weren't giving him up.
Oh,
Sean Monahan having a great year. Hurt even longer than you'd hoped.
that sucks.
Tough year. A lot of tough years of late. Good to see him playing well, but this is his 3rd injury issue this year, if I'm correct. 6 to 8 weeks. Wrist. He's had lots of wrist.
Too much wrist.
Does not need more wrist.
Lacrosse.
wrist or rust.
Lacrosse.
He's going to get a lot of wrist.
Is that what it
rest and
Wasn't he a
rest.
lacrosse player?
I don't know.
Too much.
It's one way.
We'll keep moving quickly. Alex Pietrangelo has withdrawn himself from the Four Nations.
See?
What?
Face
He's so excited to play.
This is Vegas.
When he
I
passed
love
through
it.
Toronto, he said he was keen to play, and he's 100%. We're led to
What
believe
are the
he is
stipulations for the players?
Well, this is what's being asked. It sounds like the reporting today is there will be no consequences for opting out, whereas back in the good old days, when Ovi opted out, he'd go to
That was
Mexico and swim with the Dolphins. He'd get a one game
Now-
suspension.
All-star.
In
But again,
fairness,
league events-
Pietrangelo only played 24 minutes last night in that game against Florida.
Oh.
And is on the ice.
So they're
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
managing
So
his ice time.
I'll tell you what it isn't. A good look for the NHL or the PA, who
It's
are
a
co-partners. in
terrible
this.
look because the players don't give a shit.
Yeah, and the tournament, obviously.
And look, maybe a bunch of them do and some don't. The guys that don't shouldn't be there. But again, if this is going
But
to
if
be
they
a thing
don't
long
care about it,
term,
that means that it's not a thing.
not a good look for Four Nations.
agree with
Can't
this
imagine the
dealer-
NHL likes
dealer
his
here.
optics.
He's smart.
Now we don't know what he's playing through. We don't know if it's a full. I don't like it. But it's a
playing
horrible
through-
look.
He's playing through.
He's playing 24
Wait,
minutes.
I
through
can
something.
get 2 weeks off
Yeah.
or go to frickin'
I could
Montreal and Boston. Yeah, thanks.
Turks and Caicos, Montreal, Boston.
Where are
in
you guys
February.
going? He tried to swallow it for as long as he could, and the rest of his teammates are like, "Yeah, we're going to
guys, I'm out. I'm sorry.
You know what's going to happen now.
We're going to the Galapagos.
Olympics next year. Uyghur in, Pietrangelo out. We'll see if they have the stones for that.
So will they? They'll have to replace him. Will
they will, and they've got until the day before their game against Sweden to do it, which I believe is like Feb 11 is the deadline. Now you could theoretically start making calls now and line someone up, but there is that Drew Doughty close to returning, and would you like to see him play some games?
He might want to go play because he's been off.
But he's been off. And here's Dregs, our boy. Next 3 to 5 games, he'll be back. Health is great, but we'll need some time to get back up to speed. And so if you're Doug Armstrong and the rest of that Team Canada brass, I want to see him play before I announce him or not. I know what Uyghur looks like. I've been watching him all year. I've scouted all these other guys. I know what Bouchard brings me. What does Doughty bring me? I want to see him play.
This is a clown show.
If you out of the
Doughty's won a lot of stuff. Maybe keep the whole. I got a world. Does he have a world championship? I'm gonna guess he does. He's got an Olympic goal. He's got all this sort of stuff.
That quad gold club.
Maybe he's staying. Maybe that's what's this return getting him back in the ice. 4 Nations. He's got 4 Nations fever.
He's got the triple F.
He doesn't have the fever.
No.
Nope.
4 Fations fever. Right. Let's go to the games tonight.
You can't.
There's nothing on TV for 2 weeks, right? You're gonna watch. I'm sorry.
I have to go on vacation because these guys.
Yeah, you probably do. Kings and Wings. That's
you think the bosses
tonight.
will send us to that
Rhymes.
They offered to, and Dean said we don't care, and I said I'd like to go though.
That's
and they're like, but will there be any Flames on? I'm like, have you been to the Olympics? You don't need Flames. You need Team Canada. That's what you cheer for. It's not about the Flames. Yeah. We're filing our Mackenzie Uyghur report. No, you're talking about the goddamn game.
So, guys, what's the appetite for the 4 Nations? None. Pinder's like, I would love to go.
Who wouldn't want to go to Boston or Montreal?
I'd go to Boston for like.
Yeah, but do I have to go and do stuff?
Yeah, he missed the Oilers Flames Nation showdown. Even
like, do I have to? I'll go to Boston, but do I have to pretend
so you would do your Friday in Jasper, but not your Saturday in Jasper?
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Friday was a travel day. That was a lot of driving.
I could show up at the lobby bar by 11 and maybe have 1 and then tuck myself in. If that's what I'll go to 4 Nations for that.
That's right.
Is that what you accomplished?
Yeah.
He was useless on Friday.
I got there.
He did.
Yeah.
I'm not going to judge.
I'm sure we'll see some footage at some point this week of the dramatic action on Lake Mildred. Tonight's game. Sorry, we'll get to the rest of them. Devils at Flyers, Vancouver and St. Louis. That's a big one below the Flames. If you're really in this
3-point game, no 3-pointer. We got to have no 3-pointers there.
No overtime. So go to Bet365 if you know what you're doing because we just jinxed them.
Canucks 2 up on St. Louis, 3 back at Calgary. Now the Canucks did get a win over Washington on Saturday.
Yeah.
Quinn Hughes was unreal.
He was good.
Blues have lost 3 of 4.
He can win the Norris.
It's a thing, hey? He's getting beat up a lot, that Hughes.
He keeps dominating.
Yeah.
Well, how does he feel about all this? If we do a little sidebar? My 2 alternates are acting like little babies. I'm out here playing my ass off, going to win a Norris on a team that doesn't do shit when I'm not playing well. And you guys can't get out of your own way?
Trade them both.
Oh,
what about that? Could you do that?
Quinn's like, I'm out of here.
Could you do that?
Sure.
I would actually do that.
I think they're talking a lot about trading them both. And Elliot reported it on the weekend that they're active. Elliot Friedman.
I don't remember that.
Yeah. He never liked
They might trade them both.
Up and cover. Yes. And then if that happens to Brock Besser's you, he's like, well, what am I doing? And then Demko's up in a year and Quinn in 2. And you're like, why are we even here?
Well, you're going to get something in return. I don't think they're going to get second and third round
picks. The thought on the Miller was that you're not going to get a great return. And if you do get a first, that guy's not going to play for how many years? I don't know. Like this could be.
On one hand, we think we're going to get huge returns. And then on the other hand, we can't get any returns.
32 years old and 5 years left at 8 1/4, 8 1/2.
That's keep saying that. It's the same argument I have with you all the time about it. Everyone goes in an up. What a good signing. He's fucking terrible. We can't trade him. Like he's either going to help you win a cup or not. Like he's either a good player worth the contract or not. Well, down the road, you just said down the road, the cap is going up significantly.
Yeah. No, I'm with you.
So we keep, it does.
I'm not telling you.
I'm great at math, Dean.
I know.
It doesn't add up.
All we keep hearing from the people that know more than we do is that the Canucks have been incredibly underwhelmed by the return. That's all I'm saying.
Just pump your brakes right there. Who
what?
knows more than we do?
Ooh, good point.
Oh, but not. I don't think anyone
Not hitting him.
off the top of my head, but I'm not that smart.
Who's smarter than the three of us combined?
Thank you.
I'm kind of dumb when it comes to that stuff, but I think it's us.
Maybe it's a 1-for-1 for McDavid.
Like,
Seems fair.
if you want to complicate life, you can, or you can just use your brains.
Like I think if they were going to get a good return for Miller, it's done. The problem is they haven't got a deal.
Or they're just jackasses and think they should deserve more than they should get. Like,
yeah, I think
kind of like we did.
They had a deal on the table with Carolina,
Or you.
and the Hurricanes, again, according to other people's reporting, looked at that deal and said, if we're going to spend in that neighborhood, I would rather have 1,000 Rantanen than one. You know what I mean? Like, it's not even close. You want a guy in his prime?
Well, if you think you can go get Rantanen, so
they didn't. And again, it's just the return's not going to be great for Miller is the word. I think you'd get more for Pettersson just because of the age and the
again,
they might trade them all.
Even the return, then you discount with the cap space. Oh well, we didn't get a great return. Well, now we've got cap space. Isn't that what we just said about Colorado? Well, maybe you're not. Well, now you get some more cap space.
So one of the deals that was floated was Zibanejad for Miller.
Zibanejad is shit.
He's having an awful year.
And
so
in that instance, the playoffs last year, and he's shit.
I'll tell you what,
problem for problem, and you're not getting cap space.
His hair is too long.
I never liked that.
And remember when Panarin shaved his hair?
And I'm all about guys, but it's too long. You need to kind of,
you don't
just a little bit.
So you don't have to go full Jokinen?
You need to have the flow coming out the back. Just give it a. I mean, it's
tighten it a bit. Yeah,
it's too much.
Trade them both.
I agree. Trade them both.
I agree. Trade them both. No one's smarter than us. Super Bowl set up. We all knew it was going to be this. It's the stinking
Don't
Chiefs
talk
against
football. Football's over. It
stinking
ended.
Eagles.
Nobody cares.
This is the Pro Bowl, Rhetts. They're going to have starting quarterbacks for the Pro Bowl. The NFC represented by Jalen Hurts. The AFC by Patrick Mahomes. This is not the Super Bowl. This is not a championship game. This is the Pro Bowl. Nothing to be worried about, Rhett. Here are the odds for your Pro Bowl game. And some weird reason says Chiefs Eagles. The line set at 1.5, Dean. The over-under at 49.5.
How did the Bills blow it again?
They found a new way, as they do.
Opponent is very good.
Much as I
Some
hate
coaching.
it, I think that's true.
On the other side, you have a quarterback, a coach, and probably a defensive coordinator, all Hall of Fame caliber people
Like that.
that are all, and they all had good days.
And they get to win the trophy named after their owner.
So there's
Thanks, Dean. Sorry, Ryan.
no shame,
Back to you.
no rain.
And it's here's the bracket. How did we get here? Let's take a little walk down memory lane. Oh yeah, I remember when the Packers and the Bucks and the Broncos and Steelers and Chargers are around. That was so adorable. Two left.
One game left.
New Orleans, Feb 9, 4:30 Mountain. Oh baby. I wish it was the other two teams. It would be more fun. Even Bills, Eagles. This is the least appetizing of the potential finals for me. Just because I'm sick of it.
I was going to say, you're probably not alone, but I think you might be in the minority.
It'll draw big numbers because Taylor Swift will be there. And
it's a heavyweight.
It's a dynasty, but really wanted to see them lose, Dean. I'll have to
they may still.
I'll have to spite watch the final. You're right. I am tuning in.
Because if it was Washington, you'd have more trepidation, wouldn't you?
Yeah, you'd be sick to your stomach.
This is, if you want the Chiefs to lose, this is how you wanted it to be.
Now, this Pat Mahomes fella is pretty good at quarterback.
Oh, don't. If you show Patrick Mahomes highlight video today, I will punch you.
Just a reminder of what he's done here. 19, won the Super Bowl. And 20, made the Super Bowl. 21, AFC Championship. 22, won the Super Bowl. 23, won the Super Bowl.
Jack,
24, back
get
to
it
the
off.
Super Bowl.
I want to see this shit today.
Jack, cut my mic.
What's wrong with you?
Back to me.
Let's brag about Mahomes today. What kind of friends are you?
I got to pump him up so that he fails.
Bad timing.
You guys like ice cream?
Did you skip right to the dumb stuff? Is that what happened? I just saw a whole bunch of items just go boop, 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 boop out of the.
Thank you, Jack.
You guys like ice cream?
Love
now
ice cream.
Now it's ice cream.
Tiger.
Try this trick at home, which is kind of cool with your ice cream. I haven't thought about this because you heard about the popcorn thing in the freezer, right?
Uh-huh.
Here's the new trick.
Did you know if you leave vanilla ice cream in the cabinet for over a month, it turns into a blueberry milkshake, which is so amazing because I love blueberry.
No.
Gross.
That's fake.
You guys like space exploration?
I love space exploration. Oh,
This looks like Buzz Lightyear.
I'm
Get
going
him,
to space
Buzz.
today, and I'm done with those small little rockets. To infinity and beyond.
that was
I
me
mean-
last night. That's how it felt right there.
Okay, there it
I
is.
was Buzz Lightyear.
Infinity and beyond.
Right in the tuchus. Sorry, Rhett.
That did go as you thought it went. It was going to go. There was no surprise there.
No, that was
That went as you thought it would.
So, I'm worried because you've got him laughing and you almost should end it here. But
No,
we just started.
We're just getting warm. Plus, we got the Shovelers' new band, and they're
Oh, good,
working out
good.
in Rhett's garage. They're
Right.
working on some stuff. It's pretty good.
You've got to keep this momentum, though. Look, he's smiling. He's in a
No,
good
it's
mood.
good.
Don't lose
It's
him
good.
now.
Now, when you're not at home, who's in bed with the Shoveler?
Jesus.
Play the video, Jack.
I'm not
Is that
supposed
your-
to know.
I can see you.
If that thing is, I'm out. You're good. Take it all.
See ya.
Queen.
Yeah.
See, we got to keep going. That's
She
good.
told me size doesn't matter.
Now, Rhett, I heard you're heading back to Buffalo, but then now there's this issue with the airline because of your behavior this flight.
Well,
Look at your foot. You're over the aluminum bar. That is a huge foul. And you're like flexing it and spreading it out. You're freaking the whole row out. That is poor foot etiquette.
big toes. Holy.
Ah! Rhett, banned from the airlines.
I've had that happen. I had someone sit beside me in when I was overseas.
Mhm.
They were picking the dead skin off their feet, right?
On the airplane.
Yeah,
Isn't
like
that great?
foot up
Really?
like this.
So Dean even gets mad if someone reclines their chair. Can you imagine what he would do if they started picking skin off their
Skin
feet?
off feet, right here, right beside you.
Yeah. Not ideal.
Parm. Some parm. and
Probably smelled
chicken.
good, though.
It was not ideal.
You heard of snakes on a plane.
Oh God, snake algorithms.
Have you heard of frogs in a toilet?
Lost them.
Oh, look, you get a rental place in Australia. Oh, dear. The cute ones.
Lick those ones, and you'll go to a whole new world.
Maybe you pay extra for that. Now, what's this band the Shovelers in?
Ryan,
Because they're practicing in your garage. We got video.
she's into sports, not musicians.
Well, she's the lead singer. Let's have a
Quarterbacks.
listen. Let's see how their work looks.
Specific.
How high are they? Your garage stinks. I live in drugs. There she is.
Push me, and then you touch me till I can get my satisfaction.
Hey,
Push me, and then you touch me till I can get my
Worried about this.
satisfaction. Satisfaction.
Hope we don't get flagged for this.
Yeah, me too. It's a big record label. I heard you walked in mid set the other day. When they were warming up.
Whoa. What's going on here? I didn't like it at all. It didn't look good. You should see what they do after. they
Who's
practice.
touching who in here?
Till she gets her satisfaction. That's the line.
Right. Yeah.
That's what she's there for.
How do hippos brush their teeth, guys? It's a question I've always asked myself.
Only Big Hippo knows.
Let's go to the tape, Jack. There's a lot of trust here. Giving him the old 1-2 buckle in your shoe there, right on the old. Huh. What are those called? Are those teeth or those
Tusks.
Tusks!
Ryan, those are tusks.
tusks? Tuska!
That guy's just barehanding it, eh?
He's getting right in there.
Oh, there we
There we
That's-
go.
Now,
Old Hippie the Hippo is quite chill here. I don't know.
Oh, he's high as a kite.
Totally.
I feel like
Get them all hammered up
hippos
on
have
big gummies.
evolved for many, many years without brushing their teeth. And speaking of, well,
This is gonna be a
Don't
hard
stop.
take.
Go, Red. Get it off your chest.
I was with the dentist, the only one and only dentist that ever was in business in Frontier, Saskatchewan.
Okay.
And my grandpa went to this dentist because My aunt worked there. She talked him into it.
Nice,
And the dentist said to my grandpa, "These are the best teeth I have ever seen."
Really?
And my grandpa
never brushed his teeth.
never once in his life brushed his teeth.
Please do consult your physician
I'm not
before
just
digesting
toothpick in his
Rhett's
mouth.
anecdotes.
His whole life, always had a toothpick. Never did not own a toothbrush or toothpaste.
This segment not brought to you by Outdoor Dental.
That's right. You guys like mayonnaise?
Mayonnaise?
Yeah.
Mayonnaise?
I don't like no mayonnaise, but maybe mayonnaise.
I'll take some mayo. Yeah, of course. Yes,
Yeah,
Ryan.
homemade.
Not as much as this guy. Here we go. He likes it a lot.
I like his voice. Do it again, Jack. I felt last night. Lost.
That's the mayonnaise song.
That's also your Pinder Report for Monday, Dean. Hope
Thanks,
you enjoy it.
Ryan.
Way to go, Ryan.
Mayonnaise.
Mayonnaise.
Mayonnaise. Mayonnaise.
Village Honda, located in the Northwest Auto Mall. Ryan's going to be there tomorrow.
Great coffee. Have a coffee with Ryan.
If you see Ryan there, definitely bring up Danil Miramanov
And mayonnaise.
and mayonnaise.
Got any crocodile stories? I'm happy to listen.
Northwest Auto Mall online.
What movie was that from?
What's that?
Mayonnaise.
Mayonnaise. Yeah, what is that from?
Officer and a Gentleman.
I don't think so.
Comments, no.
I think it is.
Is it? We might not be thinking of the same thing then.
Mayonnaise. Because it was a military, wasn't it? Because the guy's name was Mayo.
Yeah, we're not thinking of the same thing. Sorry. I
Try
hate
to
letting
keep
you
up.
down.
Try to keep up, Dean.
I know.
Long weekend. I know you got.
It was a great weekend. It was a great weekend up in Jasper.
Sure was.
The beautiful Fairmont, the host once again for the Jasper Pond Hockey Tournament. What were the 3-4 divisions? Where, of course, we were in one of them. I'm not sure how they
Top division. That's
how
all
they
you need.
decide
Whoa.
Top division.
where
Last year
they
we were not.
slot everybody in. But
I guess if you're the champs in the one, you're going to move up.
Win 2, go up to 1.
the big marquee matchup was the Friday night, as it turns out.
Under the lights,
Yeah.
Brett.
Flames Nation
Awesome.
versus Oilers Nation. And before we went up, there was some pissing and moaning here about the GM duties.
I don't like how things turned out for Ryan.
They really just kind of put the squad together. They didn't consult you. I said, "Here's your
And
guys."
again, we liked some of the talent coming in, but really, I thought I was going to construct
Right.
a roster.
Yeah,
Which being the champions.
He takes a lot of pride in this.
Well, and then it's like the guys that lost us. It's in cahoots with the people making
Yeah,
our new roster. I
definitely.
just.
But you took to the ice against Oilers Nation opening night under the lights. They took an early lead, led at the half,
I did.
but it's the worst lead in pond hockey.
Yeah, 9-7 or whatever it was.
Yeah.
You never want to have that lead because we stormed back and pantsed them. It was excellent.
So a huge win. Jack, what was your you of course were there. Give us your post-game thoughts.
For game one,
Yeah.
it didn't start well, but once we gelled and we kind of, because there's a lot of our first times playing together, we dominated them.
further drive.
Yeah, further drive.
Legs.
Yeah.
We had Johnny Lazarus
Johnny,
from
yeah,
Long
once he
Island. He'd
stopped-
never played outdoors before. It just takes a little time. Like maybe at like Fenway for some college game, but yeah, like
Once Johnny realized he couldn't stick handle through everyone and he actually had to skate a little bit,
we were
then
aces.
yeah.
He was great.
I just had to sit in the back and watch.
So 1-0 going into day 2.
Yeah.
Big win in the morning.
What, Idiot Brothers in the morning?
Yeah,
first?
Idiot Brothers.
Yeah. Good team.
Big win in the afternoon. 3-0. Off to the gold medal, the championship final.
Feeling very good about our team and how we're playing. And then we were sizing up the opponent and got a little more.
Yeah, I wasn't totally sure.
I'd watched them. I'd hockey DB'd enough of them to know we were in one.
Right.
We had one guy on our team that's on hockey DB. That's it.
Yeah.
All
That
of
should
those
be a
guys.
stipulation. If you're in hockey DB, there's certain.
Yeah, it's like that guy with the Washington Capitals helmet is actually very good.
Mhm.
He's quite good out there.
And that beaver there, that's Bemidji State.
That's Bemidji
Okay,
State.
got it.
Yeah, he's
Shoot.
I mean, he's hammered and still
Yes.
really good.
And that guy with the furnace face looks like he's going to vomit. He played for the Vernon Vipers and went to the Allen Cup.
You'd have been proud. You'd have been proud. They played very well, stormed through the round robin, but just had their hands full. The team that won deserved to win. They were very good.
Talented
very
squad.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do? And it's not your fault.
Yeah.
Just need a stay-at-home defenseman next year. That's all.
Jack missed a couple open nets, a couple tips.
Yeah.
It'll happen.
There's
Jack.
a few of the highlights where the puck's going in our net and Jack does the old looking up towards the skies.
We lost by 4, 1915, very high flying affair. And we had 3 easy tap-ins that we somehow muffed, but still, when it was close, they
could jack it up.
You know what they had?
Floored us.
They had good sticks.
They did.
Trying to do the
active sticks.
Trying to do the saucer pass across. They'd knock it
down
down every time, put in the empty net.
We missed
Real
Deeper's
art.
hands too. I'll say that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Love you, Deeper.
We had Deeper to Lazarus. So we got something cooking next year.
Deeper on Hockey DB?
Good question. He might be. He'll be on Elite Prospects.
He'll be
I
on
don't know
Elite
DB.
Prospects. Yeah. But give us a look-see there. So what is this thing you guys go to every year? Well, it's every January at the Fairmont.
Look at this. Eh?
And it was perfect.
So there was
So it was about -5-ish.
Yeah, little changing hut back there. You walk down. They got a little truck that has the boosts and the coffee. There's your Yeti station. Excuse me. They had nice comfy chairs and a fire.
Yeah, you were Weddy.
Coolers.
8-10 hours later. No, I mean Yeti took great care of us there. They had the what do you call them? Propane heaters, the stoves, like the portable fireplaces. They had the chairs and blankets,
Fire
and
table.
hot chocolate.
Tunes are pumping. Lights at night.
Did you have that band? No.
And our jerseys this year we went to the whites because we'd already
I don't
done
like the whites.
We didn't either, but it's year 3. So
They made the ice surface bigger, wider, which helped.
it's a wider wink.
It's a wider wink because the first couple, it was very tight.
Yeah.
So you needed to be very, very good with your hands, very shifty, very quick. I'm proud of the guys. It's a loss
You
in the
guys were
final.
lazy in your picture taking. I can see that.
That was Dean's department.
That's just what I threw up there. I've got
2.
You threw up there?
I did not throw up there.
How about us having to put pennies on for the last game?
Yeah, I didn't love that. That's the thing about guys that are good enough in a sport to get paid to do it. They're awfully incredibly intense and competitive and can't dial it back.
Oh, they were losers?
Is that you? Or who are
No,
you talking
I
about?
think
I would have had a
because
hard,
you're
I
very
definitely have not made money playing sports. No.
I would have a hard time
It
putting
was
up
like, hey,
that.
fellas.
We
you know,
both had the whites, Rhett.
we both have white
Well, you put the
jerseys.
pennies on if you want pennies.
That's exactly what they said. And we said, hey, well, we got these sponsors and we're shooting some content. And they're like, we got sponsors too. Like, do you? Like, no. So you wear the pennies? We're good. To wear the pennies?
You
No.
shouldn't have worn them.
Don't wear them,
White on white would have been a disaster.
It only could have helped.
please.
Not us.
In the end.
Would help them. Their heads are up more than ours.
I think you're overthinking it.
I trusted the pros to make better decisions with all the white jerseys.
Pros are idiots. They're spoiled.
So anyway, huge thanks to our sponsors. The puck, our puck sponsor, of course, was Booster Juice.
Yeah.
Delicious.
Very points, Dean.
My daughter had one yesterday.
Me too.
Really?
My kids
She
too.
walked in the door. What you got there? Oh, Booster Juice. Visit a location today to refuel, refresh, and re-energize. Download the new Booster Rewards app to earn, order, and enjoy. If you may as well get the points.
Very points.
Berry points. Drinks, food, smoothies, get you through the day. And yes, our buddies at Yeti, coolers and mugs and everything that you need. It was a perfect setting. It's exactly what Yeti's about. Being out in the wild, out in the wilderness, out in the conditions,
Yeah.
trying to survive.
It's like a Yeti commercial out in Jasper.
Crave the cold. Extend your ice time with hard-hitting gear that's built to honor the toughest sport on earth. Hashtag crave the cold. Hashtag built for the wild.
If you saw
They've
it.
got the new they got one of the new things. They got a whole bunch of stuff. This is the Camino carry-all.
My wife has one of these.
You know what works good for? Put your skates, your gloves, your jersey, your helmet in there if you're going to the ODR, because it's all waterproof. If it gets dirty, just hose it out. It's got the full
I'm not wasting that cooler. On my
solid
skates.
wow, it would
I
work.
know what I'm putting in it.
Tough inside and out. The hard bottom, that's waterproof, easy to clean. They have 3 different sizes of it. Check it out at yeti.ca. among the other things.
We got one of snails.
They've got the barware, the new flask,
I do like it.
which is amazing. It's
Pardonnez-moi.
They have the cocktail shaker, shot glasses, and now the new flask. And of course, you can go to the website and you can get whatever put on it. Got the AI deal. That'll be the new groomsman gift.
Oh,
Here's your Yeti flask with
picture of me.
Yeah.
Your boomer with his big snake.
Yeah. Something like
Snakes, eh? You and crocodiles.
Milk.
Me and Big Hippo.
Yeti. Appreciate you, Yeti.
Good times.
Yeah. I was really hoping for another trophy, though.
I know. I don't feel like
they were skating.
Could have done anything better.
No.
Wrong division, then, maybe.
That was we used to play very good hockey team.
They were really good.
Yeah.
You gotta
I remember when this guy played for the Canucks.
Yeah, they were really good.
You gotta stay back, chop it up.
Yeah, they skated right through the trap. I don't
son of
They really feasted on our mistakes.
Yes.
Opportunistic.
Yeah.
You think feasted is a word?
Fausted.
Foisted?
Faust. Fast? It's the opposite of a feast.
Fist?
Fisted. They fisted on our mistakes.
Yeah.
Hot pools are good. Tell me you got to the hot pools.
I didn't get to the hot pools.
You guys were up there together and you didn't.
I don't want it.
How antisocial can you be?
I don't need to be in a pool with Pinder. This is enough.
There was probably
like I drove 6 hours away and he's still there.
You were there for probably 40 to 45 hours. I was in that pool for 1 to 2. There was all kinds of runway for you to be in there without me. All kinds. In fact, you knew when we were playing.
Friday night, you might have been able to.
That was an awesome tub.
Great tub.
Were you in there, Jack?
Oh yeah. Who Drew, we went with Drew, the Bet365 guy, and he's walking around in the change room and something was up with him. And then he just disappears.
So we're like, Drew, like, do you help with the locker? Like, there's a little thing on the wall that says how it works. And it's like, and then if you want to get to the hot tub, you just go that way.
He finally shows up like an hour later,
like,
and he's like, my underwear had a hole in them. So
he comes strutting in with black undies. I'm like, okay, now it's coming together. He's like, yeah, these are the ones I started with.
So he's like walking around debating if he should come out and
God bless him.
Good people.
Unreal. You'd love this dude, Jet. He's a good player, too.
Yeah.
Huge.
Yeah.
But good hands.
Ginger.
Did learn that.
Can't say that.
He was saying, who would you think the best ginger is in NHL history?
Ooh.
And the first one that came to mind, I said, I feel like Lanny McDonald would have to be up there.
It's a great answer.
I said Cody Eakin. I really wanted to make the Flames that year because he had the red hair.
He was no good.
And the tinted visor.
Hair, yeah. His vibes are immaculate.
Yeah. I forget who else came up in that conversation, but I feel like Lanny
has to be the best by a mile.
I'm going to put him out there, and I'm prepared to be proven wrong.
You think we should have a Ginger of the Year award for the NHL?
Well, we could definitely have a poll.
Yeah. We could do that.
Okay.
But we won't.
Bet365, Drew.
Good fella.
World's largest sports betting platform. Open an account today. Use the promo code NATION. If you haven't already signed up, I have a feeling that you have. But if you haven't, by all means,
get in there.
Get that app on your phone. And yeah, you're going to have to wait a little bit till next weekend for a little bit of football. But, you know, there's lots
going on.
There's lots going on. Red actually proved it today. Because
is that right?
Like, hey, what are you lining up today? And he had a game plan. It did not take him long.
Verona.
Love.
Money line 3-way versus.
This is a coffee salami bet.
A what?
A coffee salami.
I love the Verona coffee. Wonderful. Wonderful. So you got to go with Verona and the salami. Now, how do you say it? Genoa?
Genoa.
Yeah. Yeah.
So this, do you even know what sport this is?
I'm guessing it's soccer.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks like.
So because you recognize the coffee and the salami.
It spoke to me, and sometimes you got to trust your gut.
Yeah. All right. All right.
Kidding me?
That's serious.
Now I have to go for coffee and a sandwich at the Italian shop.
Yeah.
See how that happens.
You can get both there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
I like these picks, so get on board.
I like these picks. Meanwhile, I thought I'd throw up the old Hart odds. Leon Draisaitl is the favorite to win the Hart and is still plus 200. If you like a, what would you call it, incensed or an emotionally charged Nathan McKinnon, he's plus 230. Connor Hellebuck's a goalie. That's always hard, but there he is. And then Quinn Hughes way down there at 14-1. There might be a little value there, boys. So you can usually bet on the futures for the awards trophies during the day, and then when games start, they take them down just in case something happens
Breaks a leg,
or scores 8 goals, so like 20, like Ovi tomorrow night. That'll swing his odds. But yeah, lots in there. As you can go coffee salami or even NHL futures.
So you didn't pick one. You're just saying.
I would pick Draisaitl there. I was surprised he was plus 200. I thought it'd be closer to even money.
Really?
I think he's winning it this year, no doubt.
McKinnon did just pass him in total points, but
he's got quite a clearance on goals. McDavid's been missing for a bunch of different spells, like the injury earlier, the suspension now. He's just looks beast mode. He's the favorite, and it's plus 200. I like that.
Yeah, he leads. He's got 9 game winners.
Like the goals aren't even close, are they? Like, doesn't he have like a bulge of 8 on the next guy?
He's got 35 to Sam Reinhart's 29.
Yeah, so he's 6 ahead.
Is that
He's
6?
He's pretty good.
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
Been the best Oiler this year.
And they didn't get him at number 1, you know?
No, I was hoping they'd let him slide to Calgary at 4, but that was Sam Bennett.
Yeah. Although probably at the time you'd have been happy that Bennett got to you.
You were very happy Bennett got to you. And to be fair, today
you'd have been happy to have him.
Great
He's an Olympian.
Yeah. He's a international.
Until he says he doesn't want to go.
He's not going to the Olympics, Dean.
I'm not going to that.
I will take that bet.
Not the Olympics.
It's minus 10,000 to go.
Some shitty made-up tournament.
Bet365, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365.
Verona.
Genoa.
Italians.
Get it in you.
Yeah.
Starving.
We've got a lot of super chats
We
today.
do have a lot of super
Holy
chats. I don't know
balls.
what happened today, but maybe
You Center Calgary is okay with that.
maybe they're feeling it today. The super chat. You make a little cash donation inside the YouTube chat, and we take the money. We give it right to the Youth Centers of Calgary. We take your comment, and we pretty much guarantee you, unless we forget, to put it on the show. And if we
There's
forget,
no guarantees in life, Dean.
There's Handsome Danny's back, $20. Normally I don't break it up like this, but it's in honor of Rhett's birthday. Enjoy his career summarized by Billy Shakespeare. Low in the icy arenas of the north, where warriors clad in steel and sweat contest. There skated Rhett, a stalwart of the sport whose heart beat bold beneath his armored vest. From Saskatoon, his journey first began, a land of prairies vast and frozen skies, to junior ranks with blades that kissed the sun. In steadfast toil, he earned his noble rise, drafted by Panthers in the NHL's sphere, a sentinel on defense, fierce and true. In battles waged, he quelled advancing fear, his checks like thunder, his resolve like dew. To Buffalo, then Calgary, he was sent a journeyman, yet steadfast to his creed. Through though cup eluded, still his will unbent, a warrior's spirit in each noble deed. 3 times he chased Lord Stanley's hallowed prize, and thrice did fate deny his grandest dream. Yet legends often lost immortalize, for valor shines beyond the fleeting gleam. At last to retirement's gentle embrace, Warner sheathed his blade with head held high. A hero still in Calgary's warm grace, his name endures as stars adorn the sky. So raise a glass to Rhett, defender bold, a bard of ice, whose story shall be told. Very nice. Beautiful.
Wow.
Thank you, Handsome Dan.
Handsome indeed.
Dan.
And loquacious.
That's a lot of dough right
That's
there.
more thought out than I.
That's a lot of dough.
What's the odds that's AI Jack? Like 99% or what?
That's hard to say.
It's hard to say.
Kind of a shot for poor Handsome
No.
Dan there.
If it's not a,
You calling him stupid?
If it's his own, it's amazing. If it's not, that's you save yourself a ton of time.
Oh, it's got to be his. That's for sure. Christy is in a couple bucks. A haiku for Rhett's birthday.
Oh.
Do you like a haiku?
Love haiku.
Rugged prairie boy. Stalwart blue liner for his teams. Forever a Flame.
Yeah, when are they doing that for you?
It's coming, I'm sure.
It's coming, I'm sure. R&B, a quick $6.99.
Yeah.
If Chicago would retain some of Brody's salary next year, trade Barry for Brody, help on depth with ball injury, upgrade on current third pairing.
I think he's better than Mirmanov and Hanley.
Yeah, I don't think that's.
Hit the button.
No, come on.
No.
That's $6.99 right there.
Well, thank you for the youth
R&B.
centers appreciate.
We do like rhythm and blues here, so thank you.
I am not trading for Barry or
For
Brody
Brody.
or either, both.
Ken is in 5-bean. Thank you, Ken. Word is if Rantanen won't sign a contract extension, then Carolina will move him at the trade deadline. Should Conroy be showing interest in
Whose word is this?
Nice avatar.
the
Ken.
word? Word
Is
is.
that you, Ryan?
Yeah, that is. That's me and Penticton. Ken's an animal. He found that picture online. All right.
Word is if
I don't know that is the word, but that certainly is one way it could play out. I don't think that's the most likely way it goes.
Yeah, you could try and get him signed, and then if you
and yes,
Or if it's- then you
if
can't,
Mikko Rantanen's available, you should be interested. Conroy.
What have we said all year? They don't have a star. There's a star.
Feel free.
even though he's a UFA,
No, but the point,
Well,
you're approaching it like you're going to get him and keep
Right.
him.
but that would be part of it. If Carolina can't sign him, are you going to give up?
oh, he's a
I'm
Western
not-
Canadian boy.
I'm not saying make a stupid deal. The question is, should Conroy be
Sure, showing interest.
Yeah, 100%
Yes.
show interest. Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Show some interest, Conroy,
How about Ken?
for flip's sakes.
quit vacationing? Holy Biden.
Yeah.
Whew.
Frickin' Nenshi.
Is that what he did? Too much time off?
Unbelievable.
Let's take a look at young Red here, Jack.
Why is there a picture of me on your computer, Dean?
Right there.
Look at that young fella.
Number 45.
That's a training camp ass number, right?
It's a good number. Michael Jordan.
Well, 4 or 5, not the good Jordan.
Yeah, but I went 45-23 like Jordan did. At 7.
You went to 23?
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then 7?
Yeah.
And then 4s.
That had to have been.
Why is this up?
It's your birthday, and that's got to be one of your first cards.
Gotcha.
Why are they spelling your first name in lowercase? That's a little disrespect from the old card company.
Yeah, it's really original.
It's hip.
Hip.
Very hip. No visor.
That chin strap could be tightened up a little, son.
Nope.
That sweater looks big on you.
What would you say to
gotta
your
have
eldest
loose.
if you wore his chin
The
strap? like
razors
that?
loose.
Yeah, gotta have them loose.
I just took what they gave me, Dean.
Mhm.
Who am I to complain?
Not a complainer.
So, plans for the birthday?
None.
Oh, yeah, you did do the
I'm dejected by the loss
Hey!
yesterday.
coffee salami.
I am going to have a coffee and salami.
That's a good start. From there, you're on the right
Stare
path.
out into space and contemplate. Why am I here?
Try to think about the bills or getting older
Mhm.
or your heart.
Yeah, so let's move beyond the Bills, okay?
It's rearview mirror.
It's January 27th. We're only looking forward. What's something that's good you're excited for, that you're looking forward to, that you can anticipate with some joy?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to make I'm going to roast a chicken and make some mashed potatoes and gravy.
When?
I'm thinking today. I've been craving
It's a
that
great day to
since
do it.
Christmas. I've been
Happy
craving.
birthday.
Okay, so
So that doesn't count?
well, I can, sure. I mean, that will bring you happiness, but
Where are you going for your 4 nations vacation?
We got work to do, so we'll be
Yeah.
lots.
not Boston or Montreal.
No.
Don't we have someone coming here? Somebody text me and said doing stuff.
For 4 nations?
Yeah, we got things to do. Hope to see you.
there's things to
I'm
do.
coming out to Calgary,
Boy, I hope not.
so we're not looking forward to that.
No.
I've got a 20th anniversary this year too. Ugh. That's humbling.
Yeah. That's a long time. It's true love, though.
That's
It's a long time.
It's
yeah.
inspiration. It's what story? That's
You guys have supported each other's
Hallmark
passions
cards
throughout
are
the year.
written.
Yeah.
Pro sports, garage bands, the Bills.
there's nothing on the horizon, Dean.
Okay, well, I
There's
thought there'd have to be
This is
absolutely-
feeling like Black Monday. You said it was last week.
Yeah, that's true.
Blue Monday, yeah.
So you
Yes.
a week late
Yeah.
showed up, all because of the Bills and Sean McDermott.
or maybe Rhett's top 5 to cheer you up here on a Monday. Rhett's top 5.
All right, I'll go with
on a
Rhett's
birthday.
Top 5 birthday cakes.
Top 5 cakes.
Ice cream is not a cake.
Okay.
Does not count.
So still at 0.
Still at 0. I'm going to go. Can I do pie? Can pie count?
No.
Okay.
You said top 5 cakes.
All
If you want to do 5 pies, you can. It's more work, though.
I got 2 if I do pies and cakes.
Yeah, top 5. Do you want to do both?
Top 5 pies and cakes.
Or do you want to pivot right now to top?
The number 5 pick is when we were young, Dean.
Yeah.
The shitty either chocolate or white, doesn't matter, vanilla with the coins in it.
Duncan Hines with money in it.
Yeah.
Coins
Yeah, with
cake.
pennies or nickels, and if you got a quarter,
You're the winner.
baby.
Yeah.
Chew on that metal.
Buy yourself a.
Yeah. Just go straight to the corner store.
Yeah. I got to work it
comic
in
book.
reverse because I got to.
So the money one is the worst. Do you know what your number 1 would be? Because you can whisper it to me and I'll write it down. I can't hear you. I got headphones in.
All right.
Bald muff? Is that what you said?
Nope. That's a pie.
That's a pie. Right. Okay. So is that number 1 on the
Number
4?
Number 4. I got to go with the coffee cake.
Ooh.
Coffee cake.
It's a bit off the beaten path,
Sure is.
but I'm telling you, the mother-in-law's coffee cake, phenomenon and all.
Can I throw some at you and you can use them if
Sure.
angel food?
Love angel food.
Not in my top 5.
Carrot?
That was going to be next.
Carrot
Oh,
cake
really?
number 3.
Yep.
I've said it before. There's no reason on earth why the carrot cake should be good. It's fucking carrots.
Yeah, you say it. I don't know
It's
about
so
that.
good. If it's a good one, it's nice and
is.
moist and dense, but
Don't know how, but it's good.
damn, good job, carrots.
Real good.
That might be the best way to have carrots.
It's the only way I'm having carrots.
Yeah. Pinder,
Stop it.
number 2.
I could go back and forth on this. It depends what gets put in front of me.
Hmm.
I'm going to go with the bunt cake.
Bundt cake.
That'll make him happy today.
The bunt cake with cream cheese frosting.
There is somebody making you one today?
Yes, they are.
Oh,
Dean.
what a
Yes,
sweetheart.
they are.
BUNDT Bundt.
Shut the front door.
Yep.
Oh.
And the number 1 birthday cakes.
Normally, my choice is the Paul Newman for my birthday cake. This year I went with the bunt, but Paul Newman. It's chocolate, condensed milk, score bits, whipped cream. Oh,
yeah.
So that's your top 5 cakes and pies: coin cake, coffee cake, carrot cake, bunt cake, and Paul Newman cake.
Yeah.
Sorry pies, you took it right in the teeth.
Do you want to do a quick 5 pies?
nope. I'll save it
that's
because
tomorrow's
somebody's
show.
going to make me do another.
Yeah, see, like this here, somebody's talking about lemon poppy seed, kind of a loaf,
I would call that a loaf.
right? Which is different than a.
Now, just
cake.
remember, I'm not a sweets guy.
You are not a sweets guy.
Like, there are.
I was going to bring you some sweets today. Number 1, Glamorgan Bakery was closed Mondays. And number 2, I know you're not a big sweets guy.
Not a sweets guy at all. Don't eat sweets. Care less about sweets. Gonna eat it today.
Yeah.
It's not my thing.
Yeah.
So you can name all these cakes and pies and stuff. Sure.
Like
Sure.
the red velvet.
I like red velvet. Yeah.
Sure.
Jack's been waving his phone.
What about cupcakes? Does that count as a cake? Didn't you have a cupcake at our house once, or was it the bunt cake that you liked?
we had the bunt cake, and then needed the recipe because it was delicious.
It's good.
Good old shoveler.
We've
See,
got
look at
something
your day
going on.
turning around here.
Yeah.
Eh?
I'm a battler. I'm always positive. Something wrong between you two?
Eric Tulsky, the GM of the Carolina Hurricanes, will be on with Jeff Merrick today on the sheet. So if you want more on the blockbuster Rantanen swap, that's
There he is.
what Eric Tulsky looks like, and that's the logo for the sheet.
That man right there traded for Mikko Rantanen.
How about this? He's traded in back-to-back
Well
years
done.
for Jake Gensel and Mikko Rantanen and has not given up a first-rounder. Not bad.
Tidy work. He's got a very good head coach. He's got a very good team. Pushing to get over the hump, though.
They're spoiled.
They're well run.
They are well run.
He's the guy that was behind the scenes when Waddell was there.
Their rank sucks.
Does it? Or did you get
It's
commuted
like an
away?
old school, just plain old.
Just plain old rink.
It's Raleigh, North Carolina. I don't know what to tell you. Rod the Bod's king out there. That's what I heard. Someone told me bigger than Lanny in Calgary. I thought that's impossible.
Nonsense.
But I was assured.
Well, captain, won a cup, been there a long time.
And now coaching, only building the legacy.
Come on.
Rod the Bod.
It's Lanny, though.
It is Lanny.
Anyone that would say that doesn't come to Calgary. And
it was Mike Commodore, and I questioned him many times, and he said,
so
I know you won't believe me, but
but
he also said he was
drunk.
drinking at an airport. So, I mean, there's a lot of factors.
Cares.
And who knows how drunk you could have been.
I was
Maybe
at
you
the Duke game courtside last night. Rod the Bod's bigger than Lanny.
like what? Like biceps? Probably,
Yes.
Yeah,
He may
stronger.
be in
Really
great
powerful.
shape. Tomorrow's game day.
Yes, it is, Dean.
Washington.
You guys want to go to a game together one day?
Oh, he's 20 away. Dean doesn't. I do.
I'm not.
Okay, well,
It's
He
all
just went to a game. He
It's all
can't
or
go
none.
again,
No,
Jack and
next
I'll go.
month.
right?
Maybe next.
Rhett, you want to send Jack and I to a game?
Jack, you guys should go.
I'll go.
Free food, sit in the suite.
Yeah, send us up. Let's go.
No,
Okay.
Maybe your pal Huska. You could ask him.
he's not my pal. He was mad that I bumped into
Yeah.
him in a joking manner.
A joking bump manner,
Like, oh, sorry.
but he recognized you, right?
Didn't
You know
even
what-
want to look at me.
Intimidated. He's like, I can't. That guy's got so many good ideas. I take all of my cues from him.
Don't want to let on.
Don't let on that.
I can't let anyone know that I know him and I know what he does. I get all my ideas from
Why
him.
is this drunk loser
If I
buying
get-
into me?
Miramano top 4. Rhett's idea.
If I get nominated for the Jack Adams and people find out it's all Warner,
I'm
and
screwed.
I'm just a facade. I'm a fugazi. I'll never work in this town.
Kings and there's kingmakers, Dean, and
Maker's Mark.
we like that too. Can you push a button now?
Feels like a done push button.
What else you got?
No, I'm just thinking it's Monday. It's your birthday.
Game day tomorrow.
Game day tomorrow. Didn't have Frank today.
No, Frank.
Hope Frank's okay.
Feel better, Frank.
Frank, come on, man.
Yeah.
Head up.
A lot of bad colds out there. Right
A lot of bad
Does he have a
colds.
strong case of FOMO? Because I sent him a bunch of pictures from Jasper. He's like, damn, that looks.
I told him when because we made the stop as you always do at the Petro Canada /A&W there,
Yeah.
bathroom break and whatever. I said, you know what? If you were here, I was buying you a teen burger with onion rings and a root beer, but you're not here.
And you can't get that in the States.
Yes, sir.
I'm buying that in Philly.
Jack and I made a little pivot there.
Then he
Yeah.
made some comment about leaving his jacket in my truck. And
Oh, yeah.
So
I said, yeah, that's fair.
spiraled from there.
Hell of a great weekend, though.
Sure was.
Thank you, Jasper. Thank you, Fairmont. Jasper, I'll tell you what. The fires that went through there, obviously, like, whoa. Kudos to them for keeping as much intact as they did. Most of that main drag is all there. The Fairmont, it would be, I mean, crushing if you were to lose some of those cabins or any part of that Fairmont.
Some of that historic downtown. There's a lot of those older buildings survived, which
Yeah.
is great. But there's just a lot of neighborhoods that lives were ruined.
And you go through and it's kind of like what talking in California. It's like, well, how does it make sense that this place makes it and then all of this goes down? Sad, but lucky. Stay strong, Jasper.
Go Bears.
Beautiful weekend.
Jasper Bears.
Yeah.
Like the Bears? Like, or is there a
It's their
bear?
team. There's their hockey team.
It's their
They're
hockey team up there.
Jasper
Yeah.
Bears.
All right.
So pizza tomorrow, Jack? Or you?
Jack, what are you waiting for?
When does this
four
happen?
pizzas?
Season's
I
over.
was going to order pizza
I
today,
thought the
but
pizzas got pivoted to Boom.
Well, they did.
I
But
don't know
you
how
two
that-
you have to
Jack
order
is
for
really
him.
leaning into that.
He's working.
like, you're thinking that's real?
Yes,
Oh, well, that's what Rhett said.
Jack, you had a shit.
It's Rhett's birthday.
Good work.
See you, buddies.